Welcome back out to Kojak's Live. Sorry about that. Little Charlie didn't know that that you have to actually hit the microphone. And so I was sitting here just talking to myself. So I want to welcome you out back to the Kojak's Live. We'll do this all over again. This is the Kojak's Live. Brand new backdrop. Beautiful. And it's kind of embarrassing for that. You know, this rookie move. But hey, I was able to do it. So we actually have now. Let me actually interact here. So now there should be sound, should be everything coming through to you guys. Let me double check the game, and we'll have the game for you in just 1 second. But we're running a brand new high hand from 4 to 7 p.m. every single day. $500 starts the pot off. Aces full of kings or better, and you walk home with $500. Say it doesn't get hit from 4 to 7 p.m. on Monday. Well, on Tuesday, we're going to toss another $100 bill in on that. So it's now a $600 high hand. Doesn't get hit on Tuesday, we're going to throw another 100 in there for Wednesday. And it's just going to keep on rolling until somebody hits it. Aces full of kings. Doesn't sound that hard. Well, day number 1, it didn't hit. We threw $100 in there. Day number 2, Joey V rolls by with pocket jacks and ends up hitting quad jacks. So he pulls in the $600 on day number 2 of the Kojak's high hand. He comes back in. He doesn't have enough of it on day number 2. So on day number 3, he fills up with pocket aces, has quad aces, and he pulls in another $500. Today, unfortunately, it did not get hit, so we throw another $100 in there, roll it over to day number 2. This will be day number 2. So whoever comes in tomorrow is Friday from 4 to 7 p.m. If you do hit that high hand, we'll hand you a brand new crisp $600 bill to go home with you. We also are introducing a brand new tournaments on Saturday. We're going to be running back-to-back $260 freeze-out tournaments. First one's going to start at 2 p.m. Is that correct, Mr. Smokey?
On Saturday?
On Saturdays.
2 p.m. and 6 p.m.
2 p.m. So the first one starts at 2 p.m. If for some reason you unfortunately bust and you do not make it as deep as you want to, we will be running another freeze out at 6 p.m. It's kind of a second chance freeze out. No rebuys though, 1 entry and you're done. On Sunday, we're gonna introduce you to a brand new tournament. That tournament's gonna be a $260 PLO tournament. You heard that right. One of the biggest action cash games at Kojak's is going into tournament mode on Sunday at 2 p.m. or 2:30 p.m.
2 p.m.
2 p.m. So we're changing that up. Sundays at 2 p.m. $260 PLO tournament. So if you're ready for some of the biggest action in West Texas in 4-card high only mode, then head out at 2 p.m. We're going to welcome into the booth Mr. Heath. Come on, jump in here and say hi.
Hello, how y'all doing?
We're in front of a brand new Kojak's backdrop. We are getting ready to roll the game, and it looks like it's just now starting. And we are playing a little different version, a $25 on-the-button version of Big O. If you're not familiar with Big O, what it is, it's essentially PLO, but we had a little more difficult aspect to it. And you know very well as a player, we throw that 5th card in there. Does that change anything?
It changes a lot.
It changes the whole dynamic of the game, correct?
Absolutely.
So where you only have, 9-10 Jack Queen and PLO. Now you absolutely really want Ace Deuce 3.
Yes.
Is that right?
You want full board coverage. You want high and low. Because if you just have low, you're gonna get quartered. If you just have high, you can get quartered. So you want to cover the full spectrum of the board.
So when you look down, and we're not criticizing anybody's play. I'm asking because I love Big O, but I'm terrible at it. I'm probably a down player for life on that. But when you look at like Queen 7 4 4, you're drawing to sets or quads only with that, right?
Yes. If you're in position, you can play this hand, but you've got to be very good. You got to be able to fold. Even when you hit a set, you have to be able to fold because a lot of times you're in bad shape.
So I do like the Ace King 6 4 deuce because you have the low draw with Ace Deuce 4, possible 3 in there, but you also have the nut diamonds and second nut hearts.
Yes.
How often do flushes hold up in this game?
I like flushes.
You like flushes? But
I'm also going to raise and try to get the pot heads up. If you go multi-ways and you just have a flush, a lot of times you're in trouble.
So here we go. We've got a flop of 3 hearts, 7 hearts, 5 of diamonds. So if anybody got 4-6, which one person has 4-6, we were talking just about Rudy's hand a while ago. Ace King 6 4 deuce.
And he has a flush draw.
And he's got the second nut flush draw
with nut low.
But with Braxton holding that Ace of Hearts, does that change the dynamic? He's got the blocker, the Ace High blocker.
I'm betting and raising, trying to get as much money in the pot right now. Well, no, how.
But with Rudy firing out pot right there, does that say, hey, I've got the King High flush?
It says I have
with Ace Deuce.
It says I have 6 4.
It says I have 6 4. It says I've got the nuts if you want to draw.
Especially if
Ace Deuce 6 4, especially with 3
yes,
below.
and especially if Braxton has the ace. then the nut flush, he knows he can't have the nut flush.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. So here's a quick look at the chip count. $13,100 in back stack. Tracy 9.1, Reagan 7.3, Braxton 6.8, Billy 6.1, and as you know, Charlie cannot read very quick, so we're going to go ahead and throw it up there one more time while these cards get rolled out. That's a quick look at the chip stacks. That's something we're learning. All right, so here we go, right back to the action. Looking at the VPIP, we are 2 hands, maybe 3 hands into it. Rudy's got a 75% VPIP. What does that tell you about how he's going to play?
He's playing too many hands.
Too many hands? But it's only 3 hands. He could have had ace deuce, ace deuce, ace deuce.
You're possibly right, but I've known Rudy for a long time, so
I do like Mike Tyler's hand. 6, 7,
Absolutely.
10 with the ace deuce suited. He's looking for the clubs.
And Billy's gonna 3-bet with ace deuce, and he's gonna try to isolate Mike and try to play it heads up with him, I'm sure.
So when you say try to isolate it, he pots it up, 3-bets it to 225. That's already got the pot active at $550. Flop comes out, 3 of diamonds, 5 of
It's a
spades,
monster
6
flop
of
for us.
spades. I'm looking.
Billy
Billy's got the
flops
3rd
a
nuts,
monster.
4th nuts.
And he's got a straight.
And he's got the low draw also with ace deuce 4.
So
he's got the low lock.
he has the uncounterfeitable low with a flush draw, and he has a straight.
I'm trying to see 5-3. Reagan's got 2 pair, but boat. If you're playing for the boat, you're only playing for half.
Yeah, Reagan knows he's too good to lose much money in this flop.
Look at this. Mike Tyler bets $925. Billy puts a whole bunch more than that in there, doesn't he?
Billy's never folded.
Billy's got 5, 10, 15, 20. It looks like 25-ish in front of him. And he puts in all of that. So actually, it's 3.3. My math is great. It's great for a poker player. So 3.3 is the bet. 3.3 to Reagan. I don't think he's going to make that call, and he does end up folding. I don't think Tyler can't call, can he?
He might, because he has a gut shot for the straight draw, and he likes to gamble, and he has ace deuce.
Oh, he does make the call. He does make the call. They're discussing running it twice, so there's a 3. 5-3 would have hit the boat if he'd have stayed. So he's going to get quartered.
Yep, absolutely.
Or 3/4, however you want to look at it. Billy takes 3/4, Tyler gets 3/4.
Yes.
Best way to say it? What's the proper way to say that?
Mike Tyler gets quartered.
Okay, Mike Tyler gets quartered. So out of 7,500, Mike Tyler is only going to get 1/4 of that back. That's hard to make a profit when you're a poker player.
You're not going to win, especially if you're heads up. If multi-way pot, you can break even, but heads up, which is what Billy would do and isolate and play the hand like that, you're going to lose a lot of money, and Billy's going to win a lot of money. In the end, when you play these big hands, you really just want to 3/4 your opponent.
So here we are back to Kojak's live at Kojak's Poker Club with a brand new office, brand new room, and insane action. Insane action at Kojak's. We've got 25 on the button. What you're watching, Big O. There's probably $45,000, $50,000, $60,000 on this table.
Absolutely.
But we also have a feeder table outside that is actually playing 9-handed. Well, 8-handed now, but it
Yes.
was playing 9-handed.
No, it's still 9-handed.
It's still 9?
I got up so another player could sit down.
Roundabouts. Just give us a quick count. How much is on that table?
Maybe 30,000.
Oh, that's insane. So 30,000 outside. We've got about 100,000 almost on those 2 tables right there. Then we've also got a 5 on the button table that's been running since 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock. Yes, sir.
And then we've got another one that started up.
Just now, yes, sir. A minute ago, it started up.
Oh, I love it.
Let's look at these hands. Ace, Jack, 10 with 2 deuces. It's a pretty good hand. It plays both ways. Your 2 deuces kind of stop you from. It blocks those, but it also stops you if you counterfeit your hand.
Nut flush right
Nut
there
flush,
for Rudy.
Yeah, so
it's easy to play when you're 92% to win the hand.
Absolutely.
You got to go runner to hit the low. If you've got ace deuce, which we know Rudy's the only one that has it, but if you got ace deuce, you can't really afford to go to go all the way to the river for
No.
a runner.
And if you do that, sometimes you do all that, you get your hand, you get quartered still.
There's the deuce. So Rudy's hand went from the nut flush to a set of deuces also. That's got to feel pretty good. He leads out with $500, and everybody folds around. So Rudy, of course, shows it. You know, I flopped the nut flush. Now I've got a set of deuces to back up. I'm playing backdoor with the deuces. And action's going to move around. Button's going to move over to Mike Tyler. So we were talking a little bit about our tournaments a while ago. We've got the double freeze outs on Saturday. Those are going to be insane because we're calling the second one a second chance freeze out. So if for some reason everybody knows the freeze out very well here, they know the prize pools are $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 plus sometimes $10,000. You know that if you get knocked out on that first hand, it sucks really bad. But we've got 4 hours later, we've got that second chance starting at 6 o'clock. $260. There's you another tournament.
Sit there and play cash in between.
Yeah, play cash. We're running all the specials all day long. So why not jump in and play?
Absolutely.
So here we go. Action's over to Vac. 25 to make the call. Under the gun. He's going to look down at Queen, 8-7-3. Not a great starting hand. A gambling hand if you want to play it. But he elects to let it go. Moves over to Rudy. Rudy's got 23 in his hand for the low. Looking for that ace. He's got the king high nut flush, or second nut flush draw. Billy looks down with ace jack 10-9-4. Really good wrapped hand, but not much of a low action in there. Reagan's going to raise it up to a buck and a squirt, $1.25, otherwise known as $125. He's got ace deuce deuce. He's got the nut low blocked with that ace double deuce. Mike Tyler calls the 100 extra with ace 3-4 king 10. So it looks like we're going to head to the pot four-way action, 125 apiece. That's going to make it $500. Flop comes out queen 9-8. That's going to give Billy the joint right there in the middle, jack 10, 97% on the high. He's also got he's missing the king. Okay, I was trying to see if he was insanely wrapped. But not far behind him is Mike Tyler with king 10, ace king 10, looking for a jack anyway around that. Bet of 500 by Billy with the flop straight. He's got the check mark now. Action's on Mike Tyler to make the call. I don't think there's any possible way he can make this call. And he does make the fold. Well, I can't tell. No, he makes the call. Turn card comes a 6. 2 hearts on the board now. Billy hand got better on the turn. He pulled in the nut flush draw. An ace on the river. Gives Billy the ultimate check mark. He bets 400. And it looks like Mike does make the call. $2,300 in the pot. Gonna head over to Billy. And just like that, another hand, another win. $125 profit just on the inside for him. So also, there's the update of the chip count. Real fast, real quick. So on, I guess it's Sundays, we're going to have our 2 o'clock PLO tournament. $260 get you started. On Saturdays, we're going to have our double freeze out. First one starts at 2 p.m., $260. Then we have our second chance freeze out starting at 6 p.m. Absolutely. We're going to welcome in the booth. He's going to snip out before he can say hi, but Mr. Smokey stopped in for a quick little water chug break. Thanks a lot for the waters. Oh, absolutely. We're truly perfect in here. Rudy looks down under the gun, and he didn't see his cards. He's got a straddle out there. Straddle of 50. I think if he could see his cards, he might take that back.
Absolutely.
Billy's going to go ahead and let him go. Action's over to Mr. Barry. That's a tempting hand, but is that a good hand in 5 card?
Yes, because if it comes all high, you can win a lot. You can win massive pots.
Because most of the people in there, well, look at this. There's another high hand. Ace, queen, jack, 9-9, king, queen. I think it's safe to say all the big cards are gone.
I think so. And
so
now
a flop of like 2, 3, 5.
It's coming. And Vac's hand plays both ways.
Ooh, that's a cold one.
If you play all high cards,
It's close. 2, 3, 5.
you have to just be extremely disciplined and be able to let your hand go when 2 low cards come. Because you're just getting quartered many times, even if you make your hands.
That's absolutely rough, though. Action's moving along. Flop comes out king 4-3. Rudy flops 2 pair 43. Vac flops 2 pair king 3.
Let's see.
6 on the turn. Anybody got 52, 57?
The low got there, then diamond draw.
Ace 3 for the low, correct? Or 2-6. No, ace 3. No, 62. No, ace
5. Ace 5, right?
Yep. 6, 5, 4, 3, ace. Daryl taught me a quick way to count the low. That's why I was trying to count it backwards, and I was like, 62, that's still too high. So low's going to get there. So it's going to be 2 pair, king 3, and the low.
King 6. Mike Tyler had king 6.
Oh, okay, I missed it.
Vax ace 3.
So Mike Tyler's actually at the bottom of the list. Look at this. 3,700 is the bottom of the list at this table. That is insane. Rudy 4.9 all the way up to Vac with a little over $13,000. And that's right. You see those baby blue chips on the player stacks. Those baby blue chips represent a $500 bill. Who's on the $500 bill? I don't know. I ain't never seen one.
I don't know if there is there one.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I want to say it's Alexander Hamilton. I don't know. First player who, hey, what's going up? Nick Villarreal. First person who tells us who is on the $500 bill in the chat, we will give 1 complimentary hour of Kojak's play. First person in the chat who tells us correctly who's on the $500 bill, and the answer is not Charlie because he does not own any $500 bills.
Billy has ace, king, 9, 8, deuce, 3 clubs. Calls.
All right. So here we go. Billy's got a great up and down hand. He's got the ace king. He's also got the 98 and the ace deuce and the clubs. I like that hand.
It's good. You just wish you had 1 less club.
Because instead of having 10, you got 9. Or
yes.
Instead of having 11, you have 10 now.
Absolutely. So you hold one of your own outs.
Yeah. First person tells us who's on the $500 bill. If there even is a $500 bill, will win a free complimentary hour. We'll put it right on your stack. Flop comes out 10, 8, 7. Rudy has got a couple 10s in his hand. He flops a set of 10s, 2 spades on the board. It's got to be troublesome, especially with Rudy holding the nuts, Reagan holding the 3rd nuts, and Billy holding the 7th nuts.
Billy also holds open and straight flush draw.
That is correct. 7, 8, 9, 10 of spades.
I thought you were by yourself. Just didn't need any help.
Yeah, he's got the straight flush draw. Come on and step on in for just a second, Mr. Carter. Welcome in the booth, Mr. Carter. We're actually watching the game, but we're watching a 15-minute delayed version of the game, and we're announcing it live to our viewers. William McKinley, oh, Chandler, you win it. Sorry, Lubbock Grinder. Chandler is the winner of the free complimentary hour.
It was a very bad turn for Billy. He paired his deuce, and now Rudy's got 10 the top sets with ace 4 low.
Ace 4.
I wonder why it's not showing the equity on the hand. Oh, because it folded. Never mind. Vac 13.1, Tracy 9, Billy 7.9, Reagan 6.8, Braxton 6.6, Rudy 5.6, Barry 5K, and down at the bottom, Mr. Tyler, was it 3.7? 3.7. Once you get over 1,000, it all sounds the same.
Close enough.
Close enough. So here we go. Action button is over on Billy. And we've got a $50 straddle and we've got a $100 restraddle. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, if you are sitting at home and you're looking for some money to be made, Kojax has 4 cash games with a 5th one about to open up tonight. We've got 2 $25 on the button Big O games. We've got 2 $5 on the button No Limit Hold'em games, and we're on the verge, about to open up the 5th cash game, 5 on the button, round of each. Tracy looks down under the gun, but it is a straddle to 50.
Double
Braxton
straddle.
looks down to a straddle doubled of 100. So $100 to come into the pot. $475 would be the opening pot bet. That's a lot. Rudy looks down at ace, 9 of spades, queen 7 of diamonds with a jack in the middle. He calls the 100. I don't think it will stay at 100. This table is action-packed. Billy says, not in my house. Action's over to Mr. Barry. That's a rough call, but you already got 50 in. You're halfway there.
These hands are all pretty marginal, to say the least.
2 clubs with a jack 10 deuce. Braxton's got about every club left in the deck in his hand.
And it's a straight draw, but it's a bottom in straight draw.
Barry's got 10 deuce.
I like Rudy's hand the best, probably with that queen, 9, 7, jack combination and ace.
That boy Barry's a beast. We couldn't agree with you more, TPT. I haven't seen Barry play much. I've seen his name. I've seen his pictures around on the Texas poker blogs. Haven't seen him play much. This is the first time in here. I wonder, VPIP. I don't know if you guys can see the VPIP live popping up the VPIP. Rudy's setting at 83%, and as Heath says, 83% is too much in Big O. But if you look at this, Vac is the low man. He's got the most chips. He's up about $188. He's got a 16% VPIP. Tracy is down $275. Got a 25% VPIP. Braxton's got a 75% VPIP. He's up 8,600.
Braxton's up 86.
Braxton's up 8,600. Mike T's down just a little over 58. Billy's up 15 and some change. So here we go again, all the way to the river.
The dreaded ace on the river.
Hard.
That ace on the river kills a lot of the low hands, doesn't it?
Sure kills you, set of 5.
Yes. I'm gonna raise that TV up just a bit.
The ace on the river is a great card to bluff on. But
Whose book is that? Barry's Green Signs?
ace on the river, yes.
Yeah.
Barry Greenstein. Yeah.
But it's even better in this game.
I like that wall, by the way. It's the first time I've seen
I
that.
like
wall.
that too.
That's super sharp, isn't it?
It is very sharp.
Yes. I like the shoes too, man.
Thank you. I got those. That was a Christmas gift from a guy out of Colorado. Hand makes them.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, the second pair I've got. I got them at the rodeo this year in Vegas.
Yeah, only problem with that wall is when you're bald like Charlie and these lights are as bright as they are. Check this out right
But it
here.
did look like a spotlight in
Look
the
at
sun.
this. Charlie's head gets lost. So what we have to do is we do have to insert the hat on until we can get some like orange colored or brown colored lights. And we'll get that taken care of.
Like I said, I haven't been able to do much of anything since the surgery in November, so I just thought, I'll just go up there and see what's going on. I just walk in, there's 2 tables of Big O. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
2 tables of Big O.
When I'm not ready for it.
And we're also going to run a game Friday. We're going to run a round of each PLO. And,
25 on the button,
yes,
correct?
sir. PLO
All right.
and hold 'em.
I
We're
like
going to try to
to
get
hear
the big games going back over again the way it used to be, the way
So
it
that's
should be.
one thing that Midland has lacked for about the past, I guess, 2-3 weeks especially, is the big action games. People have been wanting them, and now they're getting together, and they're wanting to play again. I mean,
Yeah.
Christmas is over, all the family time is over,
Yep.
so they are ready to play. As you can see, Mr. Matt's munching on, it looks like a cheese stick, and there's $75 in the pot. We've got 5-way action. Welcome to Kojak's, where if you're calling 25, usually calling 5, you're calling 50. You're calling 25, you're calling 100 pretty much. In this case, 75.
If it was high only, I'm really liking Barry's hand.
Oh, he's got Broadway in his hand.
Yeah.
Flop comes out, Jack 8-3. Jack 8-3.
If you're playing specials, I really like his hand.
That's rough. 5 of clubs on the turn. It checks around. No action. 375 still setting in the pot.
This is a problem when you play a bunch of marginal hands. It's hard to bet because you can just be in such a bad position.
And when a card like that comes off, anybody who has a jack, pocket jacks, pocket 8s, pocket 5s, jack 3, something crazy like that, fills it up.
Or if on the 8-3-5,
There's 5-8 in Billy's hand.
if on the 8-3-5, if somebody has ace deuce, they're just free rolling you. Even if you have top set, you're in a bad position. It's like ace deuce of clubs or anything like that. Any ace deuce 6-7, any combination like that is so much stronger than a set of jacks.
So Queen 3 wins the high right there, correct? Queen 3 wins. Trip 3s.
Trip 3's, yeah, Queen
Yes.
3's going to win the high.
And 70
Ace 4.
Ace 4, there it is. I was trying to. So this is new, running the 5 card here. I'm still learning where the check marks are.
What's
So,
amazing, the software will pick up better other software.
so we updated our software with them, bought the license. We can run any
It looks
game
good.
now, and it's very crystal clear. So Michael Martinez just purchased this, and he has given us the okay to upgrade the equipment in the live stream. So we will be up there running in terms with the live at the bike. We're gonna get Norman Chad out here. Just kidding, Norman Chad. Don't take that for real, unless you're willing to do it.
I think
you
we
know.
want to run more stream games as well.
Well,
We want to
that's
have
all
more
I've been waiting on is
stuff.
y'all to upgrade the equipment to bring the star back. That's all you had to do.
Yes.
The original. I guess you and I kind of are the originals, aren't we?
Yes. So one thing that we have changed is, you know how we were $15 an hour? We were one of the more expensive poker
13
clubs.
now, isn't it?
Yeah. So now all games all day long are $13 an
That's
hour.
awesome.
$13 an hour. We have gotten more in line, more streamlined. The new guys that came in, that's one of the first things they changed. Hey, $13 an hour. Let's go to our players. Let's make all the games affordable. So $13 an hour is all it costs now. Making sure.
That's very affordable. And that goes in line with everywhere across the states.
Well,
That's-
and that's in line with even the rooms that have the 1-3 games.
Yeah, I mean
You
that's,
can
You
that's
can
a-
afford to make money at 13.
You
an
can
hour
afford to
for 1-3.
play and not
Correct.
lose everything to the time rake.
Because by the time you pay the $16.12 if you just bought an hour at a time,
It got very expensive.
it's hard to outrun the seat charge.
Yes, and that's one thing that we want to do because with the $15 seat charge, Evan Burrow, you can give me that free hour. Oh, I like that. I like that. But the big games were the bigger the game was the way that you could profit off of beating that. And now with the $13 an hour, that actually is ahead of the casinos at their drop rate.
And you can get the smaller games to come back and play, and people can afford to play, and you don't have to run incredibly well to actually make a profit.
So this right here, Mike Tyler, ace ace, queen 8-3. He's got a 0% chance to win the low.
Well, I mean, we got about 5 of them.
In theory.
Or he's the biggest.
Well, I mean, in perfect
To
calculations.
win it 100%, to take it outright, because Braxton's got ace-3 as well.
Yes.
I don't
Yeah.
Braxton's got a pretty good low hand.
The problem is Braxton's hand has 4 spades, so that's going to hurt.
So he's no longer playing for the spades. He's playing for the high and the low.
Yes.
So he's
But
got,
you can still get a spade draw. It's just hard to get there.
well, he's got 5-7 in his hand, right? No, he's got 5-3 in his hand, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Rudy has 5-7 and
Billy
ace deuce.
Billy picks up the only diamond draw.
But that's once again, you're playing marginal hands, so he can't. But he never thinks his diamonds are good.
Yeah.
Now Mike Tyler does have the ace of diamonds, and he can use that as a bluffing chip or
And
bluffing
Mike
card.
will.
Absolutely.
Mike absolutely will use that.
But they might call him too
Look at that.
because it is Mike.
Yeah, he just called it 600.
But that's also what makes him so dangerous because
he's got
when that
Because
hits,
he can
you're in
always
trouble.
because he can have diamonds too.
He's never in there naked, and that's
Oh,
a
he's
term
in
used
there-
in poker. That's a term used in poker to mean you've got
pretty
just
naked.
enough of something to cause a problem.
He's got top pair ace-3 and a scare diamond. Well, I guess he got a pair of aces. Yeah,
But
I mean,
if a diamond comes, I guarantee
So
you
if
he
a
will
deuce
fire.
pops down,
Yeah.
if a deuce pops down, he's got ace-3.
Yes.
Yeah.
But here's one thing: I don't like to bluff dry cards if a low's there because people are going to call you with the low, and if they have some marginal flush, they're going to
Look
three-quarter
at
you
this.
a low.
Rudy says potted up 3,600 from Rudy with his 5-7 ace deuce.
yeah.
So essentially, right now he's just got ace-6. Right?
Open-ended nut
He's
lows.
he's drawing for his hand. He's putting
Yes.
it all on the line for a draw, and that puts Braxton in a predicament. He's got the uncounterfeitable low draw.
Yes, but no real high equity. Like he can make it straight, but it's
It's going to kill his low if he hits a 3.
well, he still has
still
ace
got
deuce
ace
deuce.
Oh yeah, still got
And
ace.
even if a deuce comes, he got ace-5.
But he
got
has
the
no
wheel.
diamonds, so some of his outs are burned,
Yeah.
or you would assume they're burned.
All right, so we've got a big announcement coming up in just a second. I was able to talk Mr. Smokey into coming back in here. And after this hand plays out, we'll tell you this. But right now, we've got a $13,100 pot brewing. Braxton said, I'm going to go ahead and go all in. Mike Tyler is now all in. So we've got a $12,600 pot. 3 players all in. Mike Tyler's 36% to win the high, 0% to win the low. Rudy is 22% to win the high, 29% to win the low. Braxton's dominating the high with a 42% and 29%. I would like to be in Braxton's shoes right now. And out of most of the players here, Braxton's got a ton of experience on live stream tables. We've seen him at Choctaw. We've seen him at Dallas. He's made deep runs in the main event at the World Series of Poker. He knows where he stands. That's his superpower.
Braxton has to love this because he was worried about diamonds and nobody has diamonds.
Billy folded the only 2.
But he can never call
And
him.
you got to stop giving him that much credit. He's going to watch this, and his head won't be able to fit through the door when he walks.
That's okay. We're installing some garage doors so Braxton can fit his head in here. But in
Actually,
this
he's
point
got
right
the-
here, he
he's
deserves
got
that.
the- but he's got the numbers to back it up, too.
Yeah, I mean,
I think
he's got a lot of champions.
and
4
he-
of clubs on the turn
Isn't he the winningest? Got the most wins?
and 7 on the river. That gives 35 in
Straight.
5-3
Braxton's
straight.
hand for the straight. And he's got the low. He's going to chop the low
He's
with
going to
Rudy.
quarter Rudy.
Yeah, he's going to quarter Rudy, and they're going to take all of Mike Tyler.
Quarter Rudy?
Yeah, Rudy's got ace deuce. He's
Oh, ace deuce.
Yeah, ace deuce also.
Yeah. I was looking at the high side.
Look, you can tell when Braxton's running hot.
Yeah, because that's still very marginal.
Starting marginal, right? Now, if you were to see it's still marginal on the turn to make that.
It's marginally.
He's got over half the deck that hits him though, either way, because he's 29%, 29%. He's half the deck for the high, half the deck for the
He
low.
should never be though. That's the part. And he should be getting quartered 90% of the
Yeah,
time,
he
80%
takes,
of the
he
time.
takes 9,200 of that pot. So Braxton is now sitting pretty. Let's look at the little GFX. I can't show you there at home, but Braxton is now up. He's got $15,170 in his hand. That puts him up $10,675. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, Mr. Rogers says. He's smiling, you know he's doing good. So we promised you a big announcement. You know, we told you about our $13 an hour. We told you about our insane new tournaments coming up that we have. One more quick question. Wednesday, it says various tournaments, right? What does that mean by various tournaments?
So for the month, can you hear me?
Absolutely, yes, sir.
So for the month of January, we'll be alternating between a double board bomb pot tournament and a smaller $65 frenzy tournament.
Frenzy, so I can come in. I don't have the big deep pockets, but I can fire some bullets at $65.
At $65 a piece, as many as you
I ain't
want.
scared. I might do 2 or 3.
Absolutely.
So let me ask you this: we've had a lot of people that have come into Kojaks that drive over from Odessa, and they talk about how long the drive is and how much it would be more convenient for something to be over there. What good news do you have for us?
Well, we can let the cat out of the bag a little bit, I reckon. So Kojaks is currently exploring opening up another location, a sister location, if you will, in Odessa in the near future. When I say near future, I would say within the next 90 days, if possible. If as fingers crossed, construction, everything goes well. But like you alluded to, give those players something closer. You don't have to go through the traffic. You know, we're committed to expanding the player pool. It'll be a little different over there. We have blind games, so we'll have 1-2, 1-3, and 2-5 games instead of on the button. That'll be
no mask games.
no mask games. That'll really be the only difference you see. So still the same great service, the smiling faces, the great dealers you're accustomed to, all the good stuff you love here at Kojaks. It'll just be blind games rather than button games.
Okay, what about this? Maybe something for the future for you to think of. Might we be running some big tournaments where they can buy in over there and win seats over here and buy in over here, win seats over there, main event type things?
Yeah, absolutely. So any of the bigger tournaments, the bigger series we're running here in Midland, we'll let you satellite into Odessa, or maybe doing the day ones there also, and coming over here for day 2.
Oh,
or
that's so
however we
stinking exciting. But at that same thing right there, where we're talking about satelliting over there, what are we thinking about doing for the winter mini series coming up at the beginning of February here on Mondays? We're looking at running satellites where 2 seats are guaranteed, $160 buy-in, 2 seats guaranteed.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So 2 seats guaranteed into the main event during the Winter Mini Series. The main event is a $500 entry. What did you have in that last year? What was the prize pool last year?
The last Winter Mini Series was, I think, almost $55,000.
For the main event?
Yeah, for the main event for the Winter Mini Series.
So every Monday we're guaranteeing 2 seats. So if we have 5 people, 6 people, or 26 people, we're at least guaranteeing 2 seats, possibly more.
Every 500, we're going to just give a seat to you.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Anything left over, cash value for the 23rd place after we give away 22.
Right, if it doesn't equal a seat, right? Yep, absolutely. So
I love it.
we're going to try to grow that thing as big as we can, and then the next series after that is in April.
That's going to be the West Texas Poker Championship Series in April. That's going to be a longer event, some bigger buy-ins, some more crazy things. But also on this Winter Mini Series, we're putting a spin on the tag team, something that we've never tried before.
Yeah, absolutely. So they're getting back to the action here, so I won't keep you very long. But so the tag team tournament's going to cost you $500 to get in the tournament side and $500 to get in the cash side. You'll have two people playing as a team, and one will be playing cash and one will be playing tournament. Unlimited rebuys in the cash for as long as registration's open in the tournament. When the tournament ends, the cash, it's basically a cash tournament on the other side of it.
When the tournament ends, the cash ends right there?
Absolutely.
I love it. That's a good twist.
The other spin, and I'm not sure if you're aware of this, Charlie, is that it will actually be done, rather than it being done exactly on levels, there will be a random timer. So it could be 10 minutes, could be 30 minutes. You've got to get up in the middle of that hand and go switch seats. You cannot complete any action. You've got to get up and go. So it's going to be something unique and fun.
Are they going to be able to ask their partners for help in a hand?
Nope, because your partner's playing in the cash. He's got to go directly to your seat.
So that's going to be a little different spin. So coming up the first weekend of February, we do have the Winter Mini Series. Here we are on this hand. 5, 6, 7 comes out on the flop. Who else but Rudy has 4-8? He's going to sweep it in, right?
He folded. Billy had the nut flush draw on bet,
Okay.
and Rudy folded.
So Braxton's got 13,100. Vac's got 13,200. So it's a race for the top spot. So, Mr. Carter, you've been in the Midland Odessa area for a couple years, right?
Yeah, I would say a couple.
A couple years. What is that? How does that make you feel? Another Kojak's opening up in Odessa. It's kind of exciting.
It's pretty cool. I mean, it really is. Being, and I say this all the time, being the first annual member for this place, and I mean, I signed up 2 months before we opened the doors type thing, you know, back when Kimber and John had it. And when Clyde was here, and I was looking at the hill country and doing that kind of stuff, I opened up my businesses here. Clyde and I even talked about opening up a little room in Lano, Texas, of all things, you know.
Good barbecue
So,
out there.
They have pretty good, Inman's is better than Cooper's, just so you know.
Oh yes.
But
My barbecue's better than Cooper's.
but no, like I say, I've always wanted to see us get in
Rudy
the
has
market
the best
against the
hands.
Lodge and
You're
against
going to
Texas
start seeing us
Courthouse.
squeeze into those markets.
I
right
wanna
there.
see it.
I'm going to jump back here. Vac's got a pretty strong hand, 5-handed. He's 36% for the high right here. That's 50%
No,
now.
his
we're
hand's
going
pretty good. I
forward.
didn't see that. I don't think
Ace King 9-7-3. Well, there's King 3 in Vac's hand. He's got top bottom. There's not a whole lot there. I mean,
Tracy open ended.
Tracy's got a wrap.
You want Ace Queen Jack, right?
Yes, and it's the nut wrap.
Any
So
face card, he's got it.
9 up. Pretty much.
Rudy's
Yeah,
looking for that
pretty much.
jack,
No.
but little do we know that 2 of the jacks went out on a folded hand ball. Though I happened to look up and see 2 jacks go in the muck on someone's hand. So here we go, $525 in the pot.
Looks like a face card.
It looked like a face card.
As long as it's not a
I think.
king.
Then Tracy hits.
Yeah,
So
the action tracker will catch up in just 1 second. Here it comes around.
I missed 2 bets, but Tracy should be raising his hand on the,
Yeah,
And that's the straight
on the
ace jack.
flop. Yeah, you should be raising because when it gets there, it's hard to get paid off.
Oh, now Rudy's got nut flush draw.
And Rudy bets $1.4 thousand into a
Tracy
big
should.
pot.
Well, this is tough because if you don't know he doesn't have ace jack, you should be raising. But you also don't want him to have ace jack and get free rolls.
Because their ace jack of spades is out there.
Yeah, you just get free roll.
So Tracy just, well, he can't do anything. Well, there's the
Yeah.
Yahtzee.
And if he looks at his hand, he has no spades, so he doesn't block any spades either.
So had Rudy had more money there, and the bet been over 1,400, because it was 1,900 in the pot, Rudy goes all in for 1,400. If he'd have bet 1,900, would that have made a difference if he calls?
But you can't fold the nuts. Like on the turns, that's what on the
Yeah, on the
turn,
turn.
you can't fold. You can never fold the nuts.
Yeah, at
Unless,
that point, you just pay off.
well, if you have the nuts, you're just hoping it holds.
Yeah.
Because Tracy's a favorite, and he just gets unlucky with a spade on the river. Sometimes they have it, sometimes they don't. He could easily be holding a flush draw on a set. There's just very options.
And I'm not sure if Tracy may have to make a crying call here.
No, that
Like
was.
1,600. I mean, he's
Oh
only
no,
got
Rudy
600.
wasn't all in on it.
No, he went all in
No,
on
he
the
went
river.
all in when that spade hit. I don't think a fold or a call here is wrong either way. Just if you look at pot size.
And he folds.
Yeah, I don't think it's wrong either way. It just you hate making a crying call there and losing 1,600 because you know 6-4 of spades beats you.
Tracy also had queen 10 on the turn.
Yeah.
So if he hits a queen or a 10, he has a full house as well. It's just poker. Cards play themselves sometimes. There's nothing you can do about it.
So I was just handed the actual structures and our tournament series. As the cards are shuffled, I'm gonna go over starting on February 1st, Groundhog's Day. Great movie if you haven't seen Bill Murray. Six Max tournament is going to start at 5 p.m. Six Max, all of our tournaments are gonna start at 5 p.m. Six Max starts. Buy-in is going to be $360. Blinds are going to be 20-minute structures, and you're going to start with 20,000 chips. That's going to be event number 1 of the West Texas Mini. Have a good one, Mr. Carter.
We'll see y'all.
Of
See y'all next
the
time.
Winter Mini Series. Event number 2 is going to be none other than our ever popular high roller. Buy-in is going to be $1,000. Starting stack of 40,000 chips starts at 5 p.m. on the 2nd of February. So here we go back to action. We've got three-way action. Flop comes out ace, 3, 6. That's a set of threes for Mike Tyler. He's setting 59% on the high and 59% on the low. It's crazy to see him have ace, 8, 3, 3, and he's still 59% to win the low. That's because Vac has no low, and Tracy Has ace 6.
So he paired his low card, and Mike has the only live 8.
That's insane. Backdoor spades for Tracy. 5 of hearts on the turn. Spades are not going to be able to get there. 350
So
in the
that
pot.
so Mike automatically has half the pot pretty much right now. Well, unless the 7 gets there.
And a jack of clubs comes, and so Mike gets the scooper. Or as
No, Tracy has ace jack, right? No, Mike has a set 3. I'm sorry, a set 3. Absolutely.
yeah, as old Tony would say, nut nut.
That's it.
Oh, I'm mishearing that. Nut nut. So Braxton and Back are now tied for the lead with 21% of the chips in play. Mike Tyler's got 6% of the chips in play, but don't count that 6% bad. That's $4,000.
And
One double up, that's $8K.
he could win a massive pot with his style. He could take half the table with one hand.
All right, so we covered first tournament of the Winter Mini Series is the 6 Max. Second tournament of the Mini Series is the High Roller. The third tournament is the main event, $500 buy-in. We're looking for this one to be a big one. And then coming up Sunday, on day 2 of the main event, we will also be running the tag team. It's a $500 tournament, $500 cash buy-in, and the cash game is played just tournament style. When you bust out of the tournament, then you also bust out of the cash game. Not lose all your chips, whatever you have left, you do take with you. So here we go, moving on to the next hand, and we've got one Vive pip below 35% on Big O. That's Vac. And Vac's down $12.
He's got a nice hand with ace jack, 6 deuce.
So I'm a fan of Reagan's hand. Ace, king, 7, 6.
I don't like the 6. I don't like the last 6. It's decent, but you really want a high board.
I like it now. Well, you can't hit the 5 because if you
I
hit
still
the,
like the ace jack, 6 deuce because you have a better low draw.
right, and if you swing for the 5, then you're automatically giving away half the pot to anybody who has ace deuce, ace 3, 2, 3.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, there's so many elements to this game.
Even Tracy's hand where he has a gut shot straight draw and nut flush draw.
Yep, he's looking for that 10 because that destroys the low if it takes out there.
Or a high club.
Tracy does have any club is a winner. But you're definitely not looking only to win the half the pot. He doesn't want a deuce of clubs because that only guarantees he wins half the pot. He wants a 9 of clubs or higher so that the low is dead, right?
That's true, but also if you have the nut flush and you can't lose, you can pop and make them think that they can get quarter and get them
Oh,
full.
so if you're holding ace deuce and they're potting it, and that's why you see a lot of ace deuces play that way to make them think that you have the high and the low. Oh, there's another element of the game. So here we are. We're still 5-handed. We're on the flop. 4K's in the pot.
Tracy moves all in with the nut flush draw and the gut shot straight draw, and he has an overpair as well.
I'm not against that move. Tracy is not. Tracy's. No, that's not Tracy.
No,
That's Barry.
Barry.
Okay. I was gonna say. So Barry just makes the call 1.3. Braxton makes the call 1.3. Oh, he's got a set of 4s. He's ultimately.
He's
looking for that
ahead,
other
but
4.
it's a scary position because pretty much anything that doesn't pair the board beats you.
And you've also got to be worried about a set of 8, set of jacks.
Absolutely. Well, he makes calls, so
That's what. Did you just hear me say
Yeah.
that? He's ultimately looking for the case for it. Look at this. He's grabbing as many chips as he can. Nobody can make that call unless they have pocket jacks or pocket 8s, right?
they shouldn't.
Pocket jacks has to make the call.
Yes.
Run, Potter, Braxton, Dunaway. Look at that. You can tell when he's got that little smirk on his face that he's not bluffing, right?
Absolutely.
Look at that. Look, he just winks it back. I love to see it. He's already counting everyone else's money at the table. This pot is now the biggest pot at the Kojak's live stream table. $21,200. $21,200. I don't know about y'all, but that's some people's annual salary.
It's incredible the amount of money that gets exchanged over a poker table.
Oh my goodness gracious.
And really, Tracy wants Barry to fold because then he has a chance for a low draw to at least get half the pots.
There's the low. Wait, what did he have? Ace 5. So he gets there for the low. He wins half of that pot.
Yes.
So $6,500 is going to head to Tracy. $6,500 is going to head to Braxton.
After getting the worst turn card possible for his fitness. But
And that's what he's saying right now. You were so. I've watched Braxton and listened to Braxton play enough where he's saying, you're so lucky to get that back. Because when you look at it, how many cards are left in the deck on an 8-handed table? For the river to come out, there's what, 4 cards?
how many fours are left to make quads?
Yeah. So if we're just counting the river, there's 4 cards, and there's a lot of high cards out there. But when you go back, there's 6 cards on the turn, and he just happens to hit that.
The
Miracle
dream
full.
card, just the one nut card you could
He
possibly
gets the
have.
code.
Because everything else you have an underfull, and you could just be dead, and then you lose a massive pot to a bigger full house.
So it looks like we got a little bit of an add-on coming on in Mr. Tyler's chips. Maybe.
He's gonna get his title back.
Braxton's
Champ back.
this table with 15,000.
$15,000. You know, how? Ron, were you born in 80 or late?
84.
84. So you're 4 years younger than me. $15,000 in like 1987 was a quarterback.
It's nuts.
I remember looking at them. You know when you used to get newspapers? I remember looking at the new cars that were coming out. I think it was $16,000 or $17,000 was a new vet.
$15,000 people work a quarter of the year for sometimes.
Now $15,000 will buy you a door of an
No
F-250.
way.
That's
And you said you were gonna test him.
Company that I know ordered 25 new trucks. It was over $1 million.
That's
And that's after the
insane.
discount for ordering, bulk. Barry's gonna look down, button moves around. Barry looks down at 10, 4, 8, deuce, deuce. You think that's a little bit of a no, he's straddled. Braxton double.
Don't let me. Jacks are out.
I don't know. Walk in here and say hi. Don't be shy. Look at our back wall. We've got a brand new back
I
wall.
know, I love it.
It's absolutely beautiful.
I do, I love it.
You want to say hi to all of our viewers out here?
Hi, viewers.
No, you got to come over here and say hi.
Hi,
viewers.
Join us in the booth is Miss Vicky Nikki.
Oh
She
my
hates us. She
God,
goes by
look at
Nikki. She is here to take care of anything you need out at the tables. She will make sure that no matter what you ask for, you get it.
Yep.
So what do you think about the new wall right behind you?
I love it.
It's super
I
sharp.
really
It
thought
looks
it was
pretty
3D.
sweet. It looks pretty sweet.
I thought it was 3D.
3D. So here we are. So push up.
Yep.
So here we are in 5-way action to the flop. And actually 5-way action to the turn. It goes that fast. And luck be a lady tonight, but luck be nobody's got a lady in their hand.
And Braxton has aces. Does anybody have
3.
Ace is king 10. That's pretty strong. Looking for a jack or an ace or a queen.
It's pretty much the only hand that's of any significant value.
And Reagan bet it and won with some
A
how do you
pure
say
bluff.
bullshit.
That is exactly
He won
what
some
that was.
bullshit. So there's a look at the chip count. That's 28. That's 35. That's 42. 47. That's $50,000 with the top 7 players right there. Not even counting what Tyler's got in his stack.
Reagan's a capable player who will make plays will make bluffs, but he'll also bet strong hands. He's a very capable player.
So one thing that I've noticed about Reagan watching him play here over the last 4 years is he plays on the board. It doesn't matter what you have. He was playing that board right there. There's no way anybody checked the queen.
He sensed the weakness in their hands and just went for it. And he'll make plays like that. That's
All you have to do is win 2 out of 3 times, 1 out of 3 times really to be profitable.
Absolutely.
You bet $300 right there into $500. 1 out of 3 times if you win, you're up.
100.
Because if somebody comes back in concert, this card's going the month before their chips hit the table.
No, Braxton has a pretty good hand here. His ace is not suited, but you have ace 5 4 deuce. You have some high with a 10.
Have we said Braxton doesn't have a good hand in the last 5 hands?
He's running pretty hot as well.
So there's 2 more of the 3 10s in Billy's hand. Billy's got one of those tricky hands that if it comes like 7-9 jack, you don't really see something like that. And if flop comes out ace deuce 4, I'm telling you 5-3 is the best hand in poker. I'm gonna go ahead and throw that out there. 5-3 is the nuts. Play it if you can.
Braxton has he has all 3 pair with a live 5.
Did you give my $50,000
That's probably gonna win.
Oh, you told me.
He bets 4/5 of the pot. Pot's 500. He bets 400, and he shows, hey, I'm Braxton Dunaway. I'm running
I'd like
hot.
to go double over.
I'm running hot tonight. 26% of the chips are in Braxton's stack. 5% are in Barry's stack. Mike Tyler's moved on up. He's no longer in the cellar at 4,900. 47, 39, and 34 were down below him. But that just goes to show you how fast the chip counts can change in a game that's this big. Because you look at a game that, like a 1-2 game, you got $800 in your stack. That $800 is up for grabs, but only if you want to put it in there.
Yes.
Here, being a draw game, you're kind of forced to put it in.
You have so much equity in certain hands, you have to just put it in and live with the results. And with 5 cards, if you have a decent starting hand and you hit the flop semi-hard or hard, sometimes the cards just play themselves. There's nothing you can do about it.
The biggest loss I've ever taken in poker I bought it for $500, built it up to $3,600, and it still sits bad in my stomach. I have ace, deuce, 3, 3. The flop comes queen, 3, 3. Nuts in the hand. I pot it, he repots it. I pot it, he repots it. We're setting out almost all my chips in. Turn card comes in ace, so I got triple aces and quad threes, really.
He has queens full route.
Yes, and I check to get him to bet because I'm going to put all my rest of my money in. He bets, I pot it, he calls. River card comes a queen. And I just sat there and looked at it, and Daryl goes, he reached over and slapped me on the shoulder. This was about 4 years ago. He reached over and slapped me on the shoulder and said, that's not the way this is supposed to happen. I haven't played it since.
I've played a lot of Big O, and it's happened to me a time or two, and I've done it to some people a time or two. It is a
when you
painful.
do it,
I feel great.
you feel great, but you almost feel bad because you know what it feels like on the other side.
Well, it's better
Right,
than.
that sucks to be you right
Yes.
now.
Yes.
So here we go. New action. Reagan is going to be in the +2 seat. He raises it up to 75 with king, queen. So he did hit his queen, but he also has deuce 3.
So he has a nut.
And it worked out.
Yes.
When you have deuce 3 in your hand, you play typically to see an ace fall.
Yes, you need to see the ace.
But it's really hard in this game to hit an ace on the flop because people are going to play the aces in their hand just
But
because it's low.
it's the same thing because it's if they have an ace they're gonna play. If they don't have an ace they're gonna play it. But it's just how what they were dealt.
So there's the uncounterfeit. Well, it's not uncounterfeitable 2 or 3 times. But there's the low.
And he has a queen as well. He's gonna fire. Reagan's just gonna bet with this pot
I think-
sometimes.
Bet 500 call. Is that what it looks like? Bet 500 call. Maybe a little more than that. So chop chop.
I don't think so.
Yeah, he's throwing money back to both of them.
That's weird.
We just haven't seen the river yet. So bet 500 call. Turn on 10 on the river. That gives set of 10s to Tyler
That's it.
and Reagan's
That's it.
low. Makes a lot more sense when we see the
Absolutely.
river. We're like, I guess they agreed to chop the pot on the
Because
turn.
Reagan was ahead both ways into the river.
Had Reagan seen Tyler's hand, there's no way he would chop the pot on the turn. So Barry's got some work to do sitting over there on $2,600. Braxton's got some protecting to do sitting over there on $16,000. That makes that water taste so much better, doesn't it?
It does.
Water tastes like gold. So once again, just to give you a reminder, we've got 4 tables running tonight. 225 on the button Big O, 2-5 on the button No Limit Hold'em. I'm not sure if that 5 on the button's taken off yet, but it is only $13 an hour to play at Kojak's now. $13 an hour. Here we are. What is it? Wednesday night, 8:45 p.m. We've had 3 tables running since 4 p.m.
Absolutely. And with the Big O game, you have 2 full tables and you have a couple people still waiting to play. So you could easily have 3 tables of Big O before long.
Oh, I love to hear it. I love to hear it. So here we go. Tracy gonna look down. First act. Double paired hands are not typically very good. Reagan's gonna raise it up. Pot it up 75. Vac makes the call before Tyler's chips could get in there.
And there's the thing with double paired hands and just any high hands. The better you are post flop, the more hands you can play, but you have to be extremely, extremely disciplined.
Tyler's chips got in there before Reagan's could. So flop comes out 9 of diamonds, ace of diamonds, 5 of
And
hearts.
Mike's chips are going to go in this pot.
Nobody's got diamonds.
Nobody has ace, deuce, 3, 4 on an ace 5 board. I cannot see. If somebody raised, he would get all his money right here.
I've got that one strand on my hat.
Oh, that's an awful. That's an awful card for action. The jack. Nobody has diamonds. The low's not made now.
So that
It's kind of an action killing card. They're probably gonna check. You might top fire, so maybe it won't.
56% to win the high for Braxton, 56% to win the low for Tyler. Braxton just smiling.
Thank you.
What's Braxton looking for?
An ace or a 5 or a deuce. Not that.
Jack, no good. That
Mike has absolutely nothing. Actually, Mike
gives no
Mike
low.
has the
That's
best
no
hand,
low.
but he has ace 8.
Yeah, and no low.
So Mike sweeps the spot if they just check it down.
That is crazy.
Forgot there wasn't any low.
Oh, that would be crazy if Braxton was to call it right now. Could Mike call that?
Absolutely not.
But would Mike call that?
Now you're even. Now
I
you're
don't know. But I think they just checked it down and Mike's gonna
Look
win
at
the
him
shot.
looking. So lucky for that jack. That's the only card. That's the only card. I would like to be able to be in the head of a poker player just to see what they think. Like when that jack paired the board, I can only fathom the words that are coming in Braxton's head, and Tyler's got to look at it and say, "Oh my God, thank you for that jack."
It's just interesting because you're also trying to figure out if you're the player, you're trying to figure out what your opponent thinks of that card. So you can figure out if that's a good bluffing card or if it's a card you should check back. And it's a bit like Braxton has no showdown equity, so maybe he can fire a bet, but Mike's known to call, so it's a bit risky.
So right there in that point, you're playing against the player. Because if Reagan was in that hand, he wouldn't do that.
No, if Reagan was in Braxton's position, I think he would also bet.
No, I'm saying if Reagan was Tyler and Braxton was in his position and they got to that river with a jack, he wouldn't do what you just said. Because he would be scared
That Mike would probably call him, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just not a good idea too much to bluff like.
So here we go once again. Mike Tyler's won some action at that table. If you're playing 25, you're playing for 100 now.
So that's a double straddle to 100.
$100 to even attempt to get to the flop. That's if somebody else doesn't pot up behind you for 375. Welcome to Kojak's, home of no fear. You remember those T-shirts? No fear.
That is not true.
Those T-shirts and the Big Johnson T-shirts were the best ones ever. Reagan looks down on the $50 straddle. Mike looks down on the $100 straddle. I like Back's hand.
Back does have good hands.
I like Back's hand. What's the reason he didn't pot it right there?
He three. I don't. There's not.
Oh, no,
he raised. There's
no,
not
he just
a.
called the straight.
There's not a lot of value in just potting it pre-flop though. Because really, you want to keep the hands in that you have dominated. You want them to call. You don't want to
You
just.
don't want to isolate to get.
You don't just play against everybody's top of the range.
If they call that, then they're just right up there at the very top.
Yes. So if it's 100, you can make it 200, 250, something like that, and you play against generally, you're gonna get some ace threes and ace fours in there probably, something like that, and you can build up a pot and watch you see the flop, and then if you connect, you can continue, and if not, you can check fold and chase some money.
$5 wins you $525. Five-way action flop comes out queen for queen. Queen for queen.
Beck has a queen.
Who's got clubs? Barry's got almost all of them. Billy's got 2 of them. I don't see this hand going any further. Well, Billy may drive it, so now he's got the nut flush draw now. Back's not going anywhere. Mike Tyler's not going anywhere.
Billy's probably done after this. After back raises right here,
What about if a club comes?
he can't continue. Back raise right here, the hand's over.
Now Tyler's got to call. Tyler's looking for a king and a king only,
I didn't say that. I
That's a
said,
man who will call
or
for a king.
deuce ace.
I think he's looking for a king. I think you're right.
I'll pay you.
What a card would that would be?
Braxton did it a while ago.
I'm mad at myself now.
Oh, I thought that was a
Yeah,
king.
so
I thought that was the
pretty
king.
close.
Oh,
But back is still not filled up as well.
he's got ace jack. 6 of hearts. That's not a scare card in
I
back.
said it. Tell him I said that.
That can't be. But he's also got to be prepared that
Unless-
back has pocket 4s, pocket 10s,
No,
pocket 6s.
Mike has those hands. Also, Mike could easily have queen 4, queen 10, queen 2. He probably does it with the way he plays that hand. But
He ran
a lot of times you can have a small full house there, just call. Just call when you said 4s, 10s, 6s. And just call it
I
that.
love having a player like Mike Tyler at the table because he changes the atmosphere of what's playable.
Absolutely.
And that's a scary tool to add to a table that's already, they're all crazy. And I'm not being mean, crazy, well they probably are crazy in a bad way too, but they're crazy when it comes to poker. All poker players are crazy.
That's true.
And they're not crazy, they're crazy in the sense that who knows what's going on in their head each hand? Who knows how they're going to play it? My dealer in the box, Corey Smith calling it straight out the house. Welcome to the box, Miss Monica.
Mike Tyler's got the deuce 3, 4, 9, 8. He's will once again you're looking for an ace. He's got queen.
I'd rather give Jimmy $5,000.
Very marginal hands.
You know what I mean? You know when you just have
Yes,
somebody
sir.
like
We're rolling good.
Braxton has a high and a low hand. He's got 2 spades, which you like.
So when you're playing 5 cards, you always want a 2-way hand.
You would prefer it, but you can play all low or all high. If I get it all low hand, I don't really put in a lot of money pre-flop because you can get pre-quartered so many times, and you can just miss so many boards. You don't have board coverage.
Deuce 7 jack, deuce 7 jack.
That's a very good flop from Braxton. You have top pair and nut low draw.
Backdoor nut spades. I would like to see like a 5 of spades right here. Oh, never mind.
I'll pull the
It's kind of something we always root for the worst beats. Yes, we always root for the worst beats. So here we are. Two people that are familiar with each other in the pot. Heads up, 1K. I almost got that right. I said 5 of spades, 5 of clubs.
And you assume Mike's probably 340 is probably not going to fold to it.
If an ace comes on the river, Braxton's gonna flip the table because that would be 3 times in a row.
Wow, this game's definitely
Bet 1K. Tyler's looking at it. He knows he's drawn to an ace.
And the ace on the river.
Barry Greenstein strikes again. Braxton says, I check. And look at this. Watch his face. You're watching it live with us right now. Brad, look at there he goes there. He sees it and he goes, oh, I see what you did there. Oh, that is crazy. That is crazy. So the ace on the river saves Mike Tyler the only way possible to a 5 high straight. And just like that, 9K is chop, 4,500 going back into each other's stacks. There we go, chip stack. Braxton's down to 14.6, but still up huge on the night. Vax 14.2, Billy 7.3, Reagan 6.9, Mike 5.4, Rudy 4.6. On down, Barry and Tracy down at the cellar, but one hand is all it takes to flip around. Button's going to push on to Mike Tyler. They're going to continue the $50 straddle. So 5 on the button, $50 straddle, and cards are going out live. As you can see, players got some food, feed their bellies, keep the machines running while we play. Want to thank all. We actually have 95 viewers all the way through that are watching it live with us right now, guys. We appreciate each and every one of y'all coming out. Everybody's snacking on something. Vax got one of those 2-way hands, actually 3-way hands is what I'm going to call that, because he's got the ace queen 9-8 for the big straights. He's got the ace 5 for the bottom wheel, and he's also got the nut hearts. Billy's got a better low hand draw. Barry's got ace king 6, 7, 9. Excuse me. Braxton calls the count a calf 150. Tracy calls the 150. Reagan calls the 150. Mike Tyler folded. Wow. Not much to play with there. He had just pocket 7s really in his hand. 5-way action. $800 sitting in the pot. $800 sitting in the pot. Flop comes out. Ace 2, 3. 2 spades. Braxton flops the nut straight right now. 5-4. 5-6 would be the nuts, but also the flush. Anybody got flush? Jack 10 of spades is the nut. So Braxton's hands just improves. He is 92% on the high and 90% on the low. Nobody's got 5-6 in their hand. Braxton bets it like he's got it. $800 or $400 bet by Billy, and he calls on out. River card an 8. An 8, and Braxton gets check, nut, and goes over to Braxton bets. Billy folds, and Braxton pulls in. He bet, looked like 1,500, maybe 1,600 right there. He just pulls it right on back in and adds to his stack. He's got almost $16,000 now. But moves around to Vac, and Rudy's got the $50 straddle. I think they may be running 50 straddle now. 25 on the button, Big O, $50 straddle. If you're new to Kojax, we are located at 3209 West Cuthbert Avenue in Midland, Texas. You heard the exciting news. We will be opening up a second location coming soon in Odessa, Texas. So Kojax is branching out. We're running $13 an hour at the Midland location. Any table, any game.
We just settled 4 times if I'm stuck.
It is absolutely insane. We've got new tournaments coming out. We've got our winter mini-series posted. Winter mini-series starts February 1st, runs through February 5th. 4 tournaments, 6 max, no limit hold'em, 6 max, no limit hold'em, high roller. The tag team and the Kojax main event. Definitely some tournaments that you don't want to miss. So here we go. We've got $100 out on the table, $200 out on the table. Do I hear 3? Reagan looks down, ace, 2, 5, 6. He looks to be grabbing some chips. He throws 2 baby blue chips out there. And as they say in the oil field, shit just got real. It did. He 5-bets it to $975 pre-flop. Action goes around to Rudy. He folds his. Billy's going to fold his. Barry's going to fold his. Braxton looks down. Braxton's got a playable hand. Ace 8, 8, 7, 3. He's going to make the call. So we're going to be heads up, 7 up, $2,200, or as I like to say, $2.2 thousand in the pot. 5-way action. Beautiful, beautiful thing. Poker at Kojak's is back. Flop comes out. All diamonds. King, Jack, 10. That is the nut flush for Reagan. He's got to be scared about Queen, 9 of diamonds, but he's going to lead out and bet. It looks like 725, give or take. 575. Sorry, I can count. That's a green. Those are green chips. So Braxton's counting them up, making them think. Can I bluff the nut diamonds here? Can I bluff the straight flush? It's hard to bluff a straight flush into made nut diamonds, ace high. And so I'm 100% Braxton's going to fold right here. He's pretty good knowing where he is. Reagan's pretty good knowing where he is. So Reagan's probably going to show the 2 diamonds. And he's going to show the rest of the hand. Nope. No, he puts it face down. He says, man, wasted. That was my chance to get payday. But Reagan is actually up $1.3 thousand on that hand. Takes him to just a little over $8,000 in that Texas Tech hat. So it does seem to be a mandatory straddle. We've seen at least a $50 straddle for a full round now. We'll see if it keeps on going. Barry's down in the cellar, 2.3. Tracy, 3.7. Rudy, 4.6. Mike, 5.4. Billy, 6.6. Reagan, 8. Back, 14-1. And Braxton is at the top of the leaderboard with $14.7 thousand. Billy's got the $50 straddle on. As soon as the cards are around, action's going to be over on Mr. Barry, sitting in seat number 3. So our feature table right here, the Kojak's live table, is $25 on the button Big O. If you're not familiar with Big O, it is 5-card HiLo. So here we are, $300 in the pot so far. We're going to make it $525. $225 is the raise. Action's over to Rudy. That's a playable hand. Ace, Jack, 3, 6, 9. Spade, club draw. There are a lot of clubs out on the board. 5, 6, 7, 8 clubs out on the board. A lot of diamonds too. So we've got $1.1 thousand in the pot. 5-way action. Rudy and Reagan both have the 2-way hands. Ace 3 is now the nut low draw. So trying to find, Rudy's got a 64% lock on the low. 10 deuce 4 sitting on the high side. Mike Tyler's got a 30% equity in the draw that he holds. Still 5-way to the turn, no extra money put in there. A king of spades on the turn does put a spade draw as a possibility. Barry's got the best 2 spades at 97. Action does check around to Rudy. Rudy says, I'll go ahead and give you one more free card. Let's see what we're working with on the river. On the river comes another king, a king of clubs. And that gives Mike Tyler the check mark on the hand with trip kings. And it looks like Billy throws a little bet out there. Maybe just kind of a bluff bet to see if anybody's got the kings. Everybody's played kind of weak. He's representing maybe pocket deuces, pocket 4s, pocket 10s. That would give him a boat. I don't think Tyler's going to be able to let this go with with trip kings. Action's on Reagan. I don't think he knows it's on him. Maybe he does. Maybe he's thinking something sneaky smooth. If he was to come over the top and pot it, that would be 2,100 plus 8 or plus 1,200. That would be quite a bit of money, and he's thinking he can make a move. The only thing he doesn't know is Reagan makes the call with the aces just to see if Billy knows where he is, and he does make the perfect move. His call forces Mike Tyler to fold, and he gets a check mark. What a move by Reagan. Tyler folded the trip kings, the winning hand, because Reagan made that call. Reagan threw his money into the middle of the pot, signifying that he knows Billy has it. That scared Mike Tyler out of the hand. Mike Tyler folded the 3rd king winning hand. $2,500 would have been, could have been, should have been heading to his stack, but now it's heading over to Reagan. As you can see, poker players are superstitious in the way they stack their chips. Also pretty. Chip count, Braxton and Vac account for almost $29,000. That is correct. $29,000. That's a really good used Chevrolet Camaro. Maybe a Z06. I don't know. Whatever you want to get. But Braxton and Vac are sitting pretty, sitting at the table. They're comfortable. They're just waiting on big hands now. Mike, Tyler, Barry, Tracy, Rudy, Billy, and Reagan have some work to do. Reagan's sitting on a little over $8,000. He is ready to go. But once again, $13 an hour at Kojak's. If you're new to Kojak's and have never been, come out and see Smokey. I bet he might give you a free day out here. I can't hear table audio in here. Well, no, I can hear whatever they're saying through here, but that's not the table audio that feeds there. You'll actually have to open it up and see. So here we go, hand number whatever one this is at Kojak's Live. You can see them enjoying. We've got two beautiful TVs sitting in there. They are enjoying that. Rudy's got a beautiful hand. Ace, deuce, 6-8, double suited, monster hand on the low side. He's the only one with ace deuce. We've got four-way action. Reagan says not today, Tina. I'm gonna raise that bad boy up. $275 is the new action, and it goes call. Super fast. $325 is the action. Pot is now $1.4 thousand. You're calling 25. You're calling all the way up there. Flop comes out with the Kojak, the infamous Kojak. King, Jack. Reagan raised it. Reagan knew it. He's got King Jack sitting in his hand. He's sitting, as they say, pretty. Nobody can catch him. He's got the check mark on the hand, ladies and gentlemen. It is over, and I don't know how much more he's going to be able to extract from this hand. Best card for him would be for Rudy to catch an ace. I don't see really anything else even getting there. Reagan leads out with $500. Vac can't make that call. I'm not sure that Rudy can. And Rudy can't. Rudy folds it. Vac folds it. Oh, sorry. Rudy did not fold it. Rudy can make that call. He's drawing dead to the river, and the river comes a 7. So that gives Rudy aces and kings with a jack kicker. Little infamous to Reagan's King Jack. Reagan throws in a bet. Rudy makes the fold. And as you can see, as all poker players win a hand, they start smiling. Good times flowing when you're winning. VPIP, look at this. 70% with Mike Tyler, 66% with Rudy, 62 Braxton and Reagan, Barry 58, Billy 45, Tracy 33, and Vac is the absolute seller of the room in VPIP at 29%. 29%. As they're shuffling up and deal, we're going to flip over here and we're going to show you once again this beautiful new wall that we have. Kojak's Live, Kojak's Poker Club, Midland, Texas, 3209 West Cuthbert Avenue, Midland, Texas. $13 an hour, any cash game table you want to play. We have 4 cash games running right now. 2 25 on the button Big O tables. We have 2 5 on the button no limit hold'em. We were running the $500 high hand. Actually, it's $600 because it rolled over from yesterday. Or tomorrow it's rolling over. So tomorrow from 4 to 7 p.m. $600 high hand. True. But aces full of kings are better. Win it. Both your whole cards showing. And we're rolling with $600 extra in our pockets. Welcome back. Reagan looks down again. He doesn't want to let go of that King Jack, but he's got pocket kings. Mike Tyler right behind him, pocket queens. 24 for the low, 56 for the low for Reagan. Or sorry, ace 5-6 for the low. Rudy looks down, ace 3-3 with a bunch of diamonds in his hand. Billy's got pocket nines, calls 100. Barry's got ace 4 for his low with nut diamond draw or nut spade draw. Braxton's got the Kojak this hand. So we're 5-way action. Flop comes out King 8-6. Reagan flops a set of kings. Anybody got 5, 7, 7, 10, 5, 7, 5 sevens in Billy's hand? He's got a 14% draw on the high for the straight. Rudy, let's go. Rudy had a 50% lock. I wonder if poker players could see the equity that they have if they would have played it, because Rudy had a 50% equity on the low side of the draw. He may have stayed in. 3-way action. Turn card comes out a queen. Oh, that's trouble if Tyler stayed in. Tyler did fold, though. There are the clubs out there. 4 to the flush possible, and Braxton's got 2 big ones. The King Jack sitting in his hand. So now there is a chop on the low end. Or each player has 25% equity to pull in for the low. He does fold, $800 call. Braxton takes it and stubs it in. He's looking for a club or a low card that's not a 6, not a 4 or a 7. So $800, $3.4 thousand in the pot. Should be 4.2. Nope, just kidding. Here we go. River card comes out, a jack up high. That gives Reagan the lock on the high with no low. Braxton whiffed on the low. It's one of the few Braxton whiffs that we see. He's going to double check. He's going to show, hey, I had all this and I missed it. You got lucky, Reagan. That's the whole purpose of showing that. But he can't be too upset. He's still got $13,400 sitting in his hand. Reagan pulls in a beautiful $3,400. Now, Reagan had a little over $8,500 in his hand. He's got $13.2K in his hand. So now we have 3 players that sit with $40,000 in their hand. We've got over $50,000 sitting on the table. That is just insane. 3 players, $13,000. It is a game now. Players are looking to avoid the stack. Stack is when you take all of another player's chips. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate that. So tell us, one question I have for the chat, what's some of your biggest wins you have? That's one thing I like to hear. I don't play a whole lot of poker. I love to play poker. Don't get to play a whole lot of poker. But what's some of the biggest wins that you have? What's your biggest tournament cash? I'd like to hear from some of the viewers. We've got almost 100 viewers all the way around. I would like to hear, what is your biggest tournament cash? A lot of players have finished first, but what's the biggest tournament cash? I know a couple of these players at this final table right here have won some of the Kojak's main event tournaments. In particular, Billy and Braxton and Rudy. I think Rudy's our all-time winner in cash games. Here we go, though. Flipping back to action, we've got a $300 bet by Barry. Braxton snaps the $275 call. Mike makes the call. Rudy makes the call. So here we are, 4-way action. Once again, another pot with over $1.2 thousand in it. Another pot with 1.2K. If you're not playing at Kojak's tonight, you are definitely missing out. But don't fret, we're going to be having another live stream this week. For sure, it's going to be probably, well, I can't say for sure because it's probably going to be Friday or Saturday. We'll see when we can do it. But as we talked about earlier, we've got Monday night starting at, let me double check this time. I don't want to tell you the wrong time. But Monday night starting at, I think 6 p.m. we'll be running I said 160 earlier. It's a $150 Winter Mini Series main event satellite. We are guaranteeing 2 seats, so we're guaranteeing $1,000 in the prize pool. Back to the hand, Queen of Spades, Ace of Diamonds, 9 of Diamonds on the flop. Ace of Diamonds comes on the river. That gives trip aces over to Braxton. And he's only 38% to win this hand. That's because Rudy holds 2 diamonds in his hand. And there it is. Check mark just like that goes to Rudy. No low. In order to have a low in 5-card high-low, you have to have 3 cards that are unpaired 8 or lower. As you can see here, you only have an ace, and a 7. The 9 is higher, so there is no low hand activated.
He knows.
Barry leads out, makes it. Sorry, he makes the call. $375 by Rudy with diamonds, 10 high flush. Barry makes the call with trip aces. Braxton's also got trip aces. He's thinking, ooh, if he potted that, that would be crazy. He just makes the call, $375. He wants to see what they got. And just like that, it's going to go all of it to Rudy.
First time I've even got handled. Really?
Yeah.
Sorry, chop.
Watching you? This fucking monkey show.
Right? Well, it's not chop chop.
Already have my money.
For some reason, it's counting a split right there. There is no low active, so that is incorrect. Rudy wins all of those chips. He's going to stack up some of his stack. He's going to be a little over 4,500 right now. But back to the tournament schedule. Mondays, $150 Winter Mini Series main event satellite, 2 seats guaranteed. That's $1,000 we are putting in the pot for 2 players who are lucky enough to finish up top of the leaderboard to head into our Winter Mini Series main event. Wednesday, we're going to be running various tournaments. One of the ones that we're running is going to be the double board bomb pot. One of the highest action tournaments, guaranteed action every single hand. Fridays at 6 p.m., we're going to be having a $2,000 guaranteed free roll frenzy. If you're not in tune with our free rolls at Kojak's, get ready for action because it is going to be crazy. $2,000 guaranteed. Saturdays, $240 freeze out. This is our double tournament day. Saturdays at 2 p.m., $240 freeze out. Then comes 6 p.m., it's our second chance freeze out. Sunday, $260 PLO tournament. Reagan's going to look down with a bunch of diamonds in his hand, 4 diamonds in his hand. He's got ace, jack, 10, 7, 3. He is going to look down if he was at the table. He's not at the table. And so they're going to make his hands. We just do that so that the percent, the equity of the hands stays the same and everybody knows it so that we can keep you at home in on what the exact odds are. So we've got the $50 straddle and the $100 straddle. Action gets over to Billy. Billy pots it up. $475 is the new action. Braxton's going to make the call. Action's over on Rudy now. So here we go. We're going to have 3 players to the flop. $1.6 thousand in there. 3-way action.
Can you spread your cards, please?
They don't want to see
And he said keep the other one, I see that.
Just put me a little bit of Red Bull on the top there. Okay, he's got one open out there.
Okay. He's giving out Jaeger bombs too if anybody wants one.
Well, that's about a 16 Jaeger bomb right there. Okay. Doesn't he find that clear? Just a little bit of Red Bull on the top's all I need.
I'm right here.
Here we go. We are now heads up. Flop comes out ace, 8, 4.
So Rudy flops 2 pair with ace 4, and Billy had bet 800 with deuce 6 low draw. Or it's a low. It's a made low already. So now Billy's gonna have a flush draw and the low pretty much locked up.
That 4 on the river though is scary. If you're not the one holding the low. Well, that's a boat for Rudy on the
Yeah,
high.
so he it's a good card for.
He
It's
needs
a,
to pound it, right?
yes, and he did, and Billy called. We just chopped. Really, nothing changed. But it gets scary when you have deuce 6s. You can't beat deuce 3. You can't beat deuce 5. You can't beat 3-5.
You can't beat 2, 3.
Yeah, all those hands.
So you can't beat 50% of the hands that are out there on the low.
Absolutely.
So that was kind of a gamble.
Yes.
I'm so glad you're back in here and have somebody to talk to.
I went and have a bomb, we're good to go.
So as we flip back over to those tournaments, Monday we're running a $150 Winter Mini Series satellite, 2 seats guaranteed. So Kojak's is throwing $1,000 in the prize pool. Listen to all this money we're giving away. On Fridays we're running a $2,000 guaranteed free roll.
Nice.
So you can come out here. Kojak's is going to say, "Hey, thanks for coming out. Here's some free chips. Go play the free roll."
I like free money.
Oh man, ain't nothing better than free money, except for one in a poker game, right?
That's true. Hey, as long as you win it, as long as you get it, doesn't matter.
Adding on in seat number
Barry.
3. Barry, that looks to be another 1,000.
Not sure. Is that a light blue chip? Looks like a light blue chip on top. doesn't it?
Let's see. We can see an update on the graphic here. They can't see it at home, but Barry's now got 2.6, so he did add on 1,000.
So Braxton's on the butt.
Oh,
Mike
hey, get
Tyler's-
this. Look at this. Look at this. Wow. Since you've been gone, Kelly Clarkson style, look at this.
Are you getting 200 this time, Brady?
Reagan's made a big push.
He won one hand, went from 8,000 to
And
13.2.
I'm guessing it was against Braxton.
What's Braxton? Braxton got 7.9.
Braxton was at 15.
Well, okay, so Braxton doesn't have 7.9 yet. That's a live. We're on a 15-minute delay, so Braxton's going to lose this hand, I think. Because he's got 5,000, 6,000. No, he's already lost it. Okay. Because I'm wondering if, since this is a new setup, I'm wondering if the GSX is going off Chris's and the other rooms live, or if it's going off the 15-minute delay. Because we're 15 minutes behind what's actually happening.
Absolutely. It would be so much better if it was on 15 minutes so everything would be accurate with what we're reporting. Braxton 4-bets a hand that's pretty marginal with 3 hearts, ace 10, 9, 5. The next
But
shot.
he's also down from what he was. When poker players are down a little bit, he's still up 3,500. But he's also
Billy
down.
has a much better. You should not change your mindset because you lost some, because then you're just going to lose more. It's easier said than done, though, of course.
But as speaking of watching the majority of the poker players, when they're up big, they're playing looser, right? And when they lose, they continue that loose style just for a little while, right? Like this right here.
And Billy 5-bets with ace, king, 8, deuce, deuce, which is pretty marginal for a 5-bet as well. But he's probably playing off Braxton.
And he's trying to isolate, right?
Yes, and he wants to play. Braxton must be playing wild right
But
now.
did it work?
No, because
We
nobody.
got 4 players in the hand. $1,000
Mike's playing the king 10, 7, 7, 6. 2 suits, clubs, and spades. Vax contemplating calling queen, queen, 7, 3, 3.
Well, he's already got 575 in there, right? Or 600 in there.
It's 1,000. I think he's got 200 in there, right?
Oh, I'm counting those as all black. That glare looks at
Yeah,
it.
it's 4 greens and 1 black, I believe. Vac looks like he's gonna make the call. And here you're set line. You're trying to hit or get
It's a
out.
really loose call right there, guys.
That's really the only marginal hand when you're getting 3 of 1 on your money. You're set lining with 2 sets.
Yeah, it's still very tough to call.
And
Because-
lucky for him, we know nobody else has a 3 or nobody has a queen,
That's true.
and he still lives. 10, 7, deuce, 2 diamonds.
Mike Tyler flops top pair with second set, so he has a pretty good.
Billy flops a bottom set, so we could see a couple.
Oh,
fires.
Braxton has top sets.
Oh God, everybody flops a set. All right, welcome to Kojak's. You go in with a pocket pair, you're gonna flop a set.
And there is no diamond draw.
Tyler's got a big bet out in front of him, Dudley. That's all in, isn't it?
And he will be getting calls. Well,
So first to act is going to be the 7.
and Vac folds a 7, so Mike Tyler's pretty much drawn dead unless he hits some kind of straight. This,
Does he have clubs?
oh no.
I don't remember if he had clubs.
He has clubs.
He
He has
has
nut
clubs.
clubs.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. He wins the high end of it.
And Braxton pairs his 5, so Mike Tyler's 6.
7 is the low.
Wow.
He has,
Six,
a, he,
seven,
has
five,
a, he has a live 6. A live 6 is going to win half of the 11,000, 11.4
Oh,
pots.
that 5 was a disgusting card.
The worst card in the deck for Braxton.
The
Absolutely.
only, the only card that can't give Braxton the low.
He loses both ways. Absolutely. That's the 5 of clubs. There's not a worse card in the deck for the man.
I'm trying to think. 4 clubs wouldn't do it because that give Braxton the low.
Yes.
That's the only card in the
That's
deck
the
that
only
goes
one.
miss.
I know it's the only one, or it's the only one that makes Mike both ways.
Oh my goodness.
That is a true cool.
So there you saw it at 9:21 p.m.
Especially when you saw it come running.
Yeah, watch for a little blow up, come on, boys.
Oh wait, that's full.
Yeah, it's gonna be that exact.
Now Mike Tyler won a massive pot of 11-4.
Oh, let me tell you, it's the worst. When all the money goes in. Yeah, it's like. He had a 10 too.
Yeah, I had a 10, but that's why I thought maybe there wasn't a set of 10s. I mean,
I needed a queen.
Have a
You
block.
were saying queen 10. I said, put that up there. I got pocket queens. I'll take that.
Rudy calls.
back is 25 to call with 96443.
Let's switch shares.
So he makes the call. Rudy raises 250 with ace 10, 644. It's marginal hands. Braxton probably has the better hands of all of them. King, king, 10, 9, 8. Double suited in hearts and clubs. Mike calls 200 with queen, 10, 10, 8, 5, 4 diamonds. That's probably another marginal hand. We're here to gamble, boys.
You want a water?
Flop comes out, Jack, deuce, 3, 2 hearts. And those 2 hearts are the perfect 2 hearts to give Rudy the nut low draw.
Rudy has nut low draw, and he has the ace blocker, which I got a feeling the way Braxton's running, I don't think that ace blocker is going to stop him.
Thank you. Braxton, you check.
Oh, he did, I'm sorry.
Mike checks. Everybody checks around.
So it goes check, check, check. One of the few check, check, checks. Wow, there's the 3. I mean, the ace, I was thinking the third ace, but there's the ace of diamonds and the 3 of clubs on the turn, river. That's it, Rudy's got check, check.
Yes, that's very...
64.
64 is decent. You got to figure that's good when it goes check, check.
64 with ace.
With an ace.
10.
So you should probably put in a bet here. Like if it goes check, check, but you're not getting any value, but you got to think that 4-5's not there when it checks the turn with 2 flush draws.
Right. So theoretically, let me ask you this question. On the turn, if you have 4-5, you should be blowing it up to get the draw, the club draw, I mean the heart draw out of the
If the
bag.
pot was 700, I'd probably bet 450 or 500. Because I want calls. I want calls. If
So
they-
bet 4/5 of it.
Yeah, if they have or 400, like 450, 500, so it's a little less than that. But you wanted them to call, and if they hit their flush, they chop. You like that. If they get lucky,
You make them pay to get there.
to get half.
Oh yeah, that's what. That's even strong. Make them pay to get half.
So and a lot of times they miss, and you just win the whole pot, and it's a bigger pot.
So Mike Tyler is up to 10.2K. He's still down 2,400.
There's no telling how you get in.
I'm not
there.
laughing, at being down 2,400,
Absolutely.
but it's unfat. When I'm in for $500 and I'm down 200, I'm thinking, man, maybe I should leave right now. I'm not a big stake poker player.
See, Rudy opens with ace 7 of hearts, 4-3 deuce 2. It's a good
It's the
low
low hand
hand.
we
It's a
were
good
talking
low
about.
hand, but you have to be careful so you do not get quartered because you have no real high equity
Because
besides.
you're looking for something like 3, 5, 6 to come out there.
Yeah, you got or hearts, and that way because if high cards come and they're not hearts, you're gonna get half the pot. Maybe you could get quartered for your part if somebody else has high cards and ace deuce 2.
So Billy straddles up to 100. Action is now raised to 200.
And Barry raises with ace, jack, 9, 5 with 3
He
clubs,
made
8
double
foot.
straddle. I didn't see.
And we made a mistake. It could have been a double straddle. And
If he has last action, that's a double straddle. Because Billy definitely straddled for 100. Rudy straddled for 50.
Rudy definitely raises to 725 here, which
I like it. I like that hand, but it's a two-way hand.
If it's it's a one-way hand, really.
Well, I call it two-way because of the flush draw.
Yeah, but you really, if you get hearts, you have a draw,
Okay.
and you can make your flush. But really, you're gonna get quartered a lot.
Or you can just flop a 4.
Yes,
A whole bunch of 4s.
and that helps.
That's a flop killer, right?
Yes, because nobody's gonna be able to continue. And here's a problem. Rudy, it's 3-handed. Rudy puts 2,200 right here. If somebody has Jack 4, they're just going all in against him, and he does an uphill battle.
He's thinking, I've got the jack, so I've got the blocker on pocket jacks.
No, Barry folded, but Rudy's the one who bet the 4. So, but the only problem is when you make this bet, if somebody else has Jack 4, you're in bad shape. So you have to just think. And if you have the only 4 and you bet that, you're just kicking everybody out of the pot that you already have won, and you're losing value.
So is his philosophy,
It's
I'm going to go ahead and bet just in case another jack comes?
Well, he can make a smaller bet and try to get value.
The same information from the smaller bet, because if they don't have a 4, they're
Or,
probably not
or
calling.
maybe they call with a 4 that's just a 4. Or if they have 2 jacks and they go all in, then you're way behind. Or if they have Jack 4, you're behind.
$50 straddle. I'm not sure if the 100's out. It's been out the last few hands.
You also want to get value for your hand. If you bet and nobody calls, then it doesn't matter. Like you didn't make any extra money.
So you get the same information on
This
this.
could be a 5. You don't.
And
But
you,
you still
and
get a
you
chance
can
to call.
and you can draw some value out of them if they have something of value-ish hand. Like exactly.
So here we go. A lot of threes, a lot of fours, a lot of fives on the board already.
An extremely amount.
All the fives are out. There went a 5 into the muck.
Braxton 3-bets Jack 4-4-3-3.
Reagan made a very good fold. Ace King Jack 9-9. No low draw.
Mike has the best hand so far with Ace 4-3 Deuce 10. The 10 does carry a little high equity. He doesn't have a suited ace.
That's crazy how Barry has the best equity, though, for the high. No equity for low.
What was over and under?
That 2-3-4 kind
I
of.
would definitely favor Mike's hand over his.
Flop comes out King Queen Deuce. 2 hearts.
Now Mike has the only flush draw and he has a good
Oh,
shot.
not now.
You did have a shot. You do realize they were just
Braxton,
ahead
he's in bad shape.
10 points, 52 seconds.
Really? Mike's hands. He didn't know if his
Logan
hands
had
were
10
extremely
points,
strong.
52 seconds left.
Yeah, I know. And right now they have a chance to tie.
Check, check, check. Turn card comes out. It looks to be an 8 of
11
clubs.
point plays in the NBA.
That gives Braxton.
That gives Barry the 9 high flush draw. Mike has the club blocker ace.
And Braxton has a bad flush draw.
10, 52 to go.
And Braxton that's 600.
And
Mike does make the call and a deuce on the river.
And I think
That gives Mike the check.
that gives Mike 3 deuces.
No low.
Braxton's probably gonna check fold there because he cannot play. He cannot
Or he can always just bet 900.
It was
I
like,
can't lose. That's what you
it
told
was
me. I
like,
can't lose.
I had,
Alright, well,
no, it wasn't. I
Yeah,
had
how he's holding his
like,
cards.
under 67.5 points and the score at halftime was 7-3.
He said I can't lose.
I remember I was in love.
Overtime.
I can't see him fold
And
3
you're like-
deuces here.
It's a lot, really. I won this
The
out.
heart, like, he doesn't have nut flush
And all of a
blocker in his
sudden,
hand, so Braxton could have
I don't know what the
hearts.
fuck happened. No one was
You can
watching
have
the
the
game except probably
ace,
me.
miss the nut flush
And I
draw.
said,
That's a good
"That's
value.
fine.
Isn't it?
Shut
He
up,
could miss the
Brady."
low. He could miss the low that he had, the low draw.
And you know
He
what,
can miss
bowl teams, the
clubs.
only team in,
I think
all
this
the
is
bowl
all-
games that
all
threw a
day.
shutout, right? There's
So-
only one bowl team.
Yeah, I don't see how.
One college that threw a shutout in all the bowl games.
You said Braxton's gonna check fold. He leads out with 900. You said Tyler's gonna call, and he folds.
it's totally
Welcome to
wrong.
Kojak's, where no matter what we say in here, they're going to do the
They
opposite.
don't
Yeah,
matter.
because I would have definitely called and I would have definitely checked for Braxton.
See, that's Tyler's.
They're not the worst team.
Reagan made him fold earlier.
I'm gonna tell y'all the
Shit,
law.
their record
Remember when he
was
threw that
like,
money towards Rudy?
four.
He folded the trips, and then right there he folded the trips again.
So if you look at his hands when it went check check, Braxton obviously didn't have a king or a queen the way he's been
Nailed
playing.
it!
He would have
It's
been.
going on
So
TV!
and also he probably didn't have enough flush draw because he would have bet that too. So you gotta put him on exactly
It's
8.
minus 110.
And that's the only thing that really makes sense. And I'm not good enough to put somebody on exactly 2 cards, so I'm probably just gonna call.
You're not gonna ground you it?
No, I'm just gonna say that I like my 3 deuces against the range and call.
Yes.
You better find some defensive play.
Braxton's always wearing that green tree hat.
Yes, he is.
It got so dirty at one point.
110.
Finally bought a new one.
It's always sitting the same way on his head as well.
Yes, and it's got to be filthy right here, because he watch how often he adjusts that.
Barry has a decent. It's a low only hand, a 7-4-3 deuce, but still a good hand. Braxton has ace jack jack 7-3, pretty. That plays both ways.
Alabama, and said, nope, I'm going to Colorado now. We have all those
Well,
same
Iowa
names.
had the number one offensive
Has
lineman in all
double
of college
suited
football,
aces.
Rudy.
The 6 isn't a great low card, but you still have double suited aces, so you're gonna have equity against the hand to the
And
card.
in that essence right there, you want really a 2 or a 3 in your hand to go with the double.
Absolutely,
And I know
absolutely.
Alabama's
You
a
give me a
good
deuce,
program,
and then
but
I'm gonna
Iowa
try to
has
pot
the
there.
most
With those
offensive
two, with the
linemen
way they're
in
playing, I'm
tight
trying to get as
ends
much
in
money
all
as I
the
can
NFL.
pre-flop there.
You see, he only has 1% equity on the low side.
I
Yes.
think,
If the poker players could see, like if we could just post their percentages up out there, you think that would change the way
nobody
they
how much
play?
number time is.
No.
If we posted 34-1 and we posted Barry's hand at 31-49 out there, and they could just see the percents.
No, they probably still won't. And here comes out all high, or 2 high cards to, and Tracy's gonna have queen 6.
He paired the queen, the 6, and he's got pocket aces for the back.
That gives him 2. Billy on the other flops a wrap. It's a low wrap, but you have a queen, you have jack 10 line, so you have a lot of like anything ace through.
First round.
First round?
Yeah.
Tracy's drawn only to a 10 for
Drafted
both.
tight end Hawkinson.
He drew a queen or 6 as well,
First round
but
picks. Never happened before.
Billy has
I mean,
lots of cards
what
to
team
make
ever had
points.
2 tight ends?
And
for
he's
first
all his
round?
outs are 2 the nuts as well.
2,000 to Braxton to call. He's got the 10 for Broadway. He can't continue there.
And I think Tracy's gonna lay this hand down too.
Where did,
Tracy just, even if he could see that catapult to 74% to win this hand, you think he'd lay it down?
If you knew you had 74% and you had the hand against them, you'd probably just put all your money in. But that's an unfair
I
advantage.
always like to think of that, on the fly. I wish we could do a game, just a test game, and not tell them who it was, but put the percents up on the board, like 74 and 0 and 26 and 0.
That would change it definitely right here.
Because when you're looking down at your hand and you're looking down at ace, ace, queen, jack, 6, you're thinking, am I the 26%? That would be kind of different, wouldn't it?
This is also the thing about 5 cards. That a lot of times you don't really, like the low wraps. You can be dominated by other higher cards, and then Billy just makes enough for the turn.
Jack 10.
He just gets there. And
Now ace, jack.
and that was the point I was just about to make about 5 cards. The problem with the low wrap is certain cards comes to get the higher wrap gets there, or it's just even a straight. It's a gut shot straight draw, and it gets there and it just kills your wrap. That's the problem with drawing to the low wrap.
But it's also extremely profitable if that one card doesn't come up.
It is
In the long run, which is
but
really awesome. Because you can't, the law of statistics always equals out.
if that 9 was an ace, your hand would be 10 times better. That makes that big a difference between that 9 and that ace. It would be 10 times better, but you have a significant better hand if that 9 was. Because in every straight you make is the nuts. Here I'm misspoken. He would make the nuts straight. On the turn he did, but on the river a high card came. It made a bigger.
Even if the board pairs right there, it's still just as dangerous and scary for.
Absolutely.
We're going to take just a quick 30-second break. We'll be right back.
We call that various.
10-point lead with 53 seconds. That's
All right, so we are back to action. Braxton, 44-44. That's a pretty good percent to play, isn't it? It's a terrible hand from the looks of it, but
I think it may be the only first guy to act so far. And I think he straddled. No, he called.
Yeah.
And Tracy's got double suited kings.
No. So what happens is there's not a straddle option on this poker software, so he just calls. The next guy, it's automatically going to be a raise.
Okay.
So he did straddle 50. So they're playing 25 to 100 on the outer, the must-move table. 25 to 100 on the button.
And I went out there a minute ago, and Gavin had 8,000 or 9,000, and that's always
He's ready to move into this game, isn't
he was trying.
he? 9, 8, 5 on the flop. 2 hearts. Anybody got 67? Reagan's got 67. That's crazy. 67 and only 3% equity to win the high.
And Braxton blocks 2 of the 6s, so he might even make a bet at it. Tracy has the perceived the best flush draw. He also has a gut shot straight draw with a jack, would make him the nuts. It's just hard for 6-7 to stay the nuts unless it just comes like 4-3 or 4-2.
Because anything low takes away half the pot, so that's scary.
Anything high makes
a
a
10
higher
makes
straight.
a bigger straight.
Yes.
A 10
No.
or a jack puts the probability of a bigger straight being in play.
And now, what is the turn?
Oh, it looks like we're introducing the yellow chips in the well now. Those are $1,000 chips.
And now the best card in the deck comes from Tracy because the ace.
That solidifies him having the nuts.
Yes, he has the nut flush. So here, if somebody has deuce 3, then they can call him. But if you have the nut flush, you can just go pound. And sometimes you're going to have nut flush, deuce 3, and quarter for a large amount. And sometimes you're going to chop. Or sometimes 2 people will have deuce 3 and then get quartered. Tracy's in a very good spot here.
Tracy is all in. A 7 on the river. The nut flush is going to win the high. Billy wins the low with 24. But we're also... Oh, no, we're not going to have an outside pot.
And Barry's got 3-4 of hearts, which hurts because he makes a flush and then still loses.
So it's got Billy as a check mark for the low, but Billy doesn't have cards. Billy folded.
It said he's all in.
Oh, he was all in for $25, which he didn't have it. He lost it all the hand before. It was just a $25 variance. So this is actually going to be a chop between Tracy and Barry. But Barry has to put all his chips in there to make the call. That's a little
and he
harder.
doesn't have the nuts. He does not have deuce 3 and he cannot beat deuce 4 either. It's a hard deal. This is how you apply pressure. This is.
But he's got half the pot one.
But you don't know for sure.
What can beat you?
Deuce 3, deuce 4.
No flush can beat him.
No, Barry.
He's got the top half.
I'm talking about Barry.
Oh, yeah.
Barry.
Oh, I was talking Tracy's hand. I'm sorry.
Tracy's in a very good spot. He can just pot.
Okay, now I'm so sorry. I had their hand. I've been mixing Tracy and Barry up. I'm sorry, guys. I've been mixing you guys up all night long. I was thinking Barry had the king queen of hearts, and I'm thinking, why is he thinking about this? There's no high hand that can beat him. He's got half the pot.
That was a brutal beat that Billy took there with it too.
Yeah, that was quite disgusting. So when we look at the chips, they've been migrating around the table. Billy is one of the top downs right now, and that was a cooler. So we've seen 2 coolers tonight: the 5 of clubs and then the 10 on Billy right there. And those 2 coolers are equal to $20,000. 10,000 for Braxton.
It can be very brutal. This game, the Turn of Rivers can be very brutal.
So here's a random question. The stacks are big right now, right?
Absolutely.
When the game first started off and everybody had between 2,000 and 5,000, it was loose play, because everybody in here can afford to lose $2,000 time and time again.
Absolutely.
But when you start talking about stacks up here, 11,000, 12,000,
Well,
those get tough to lose.
The place has been pretty loose still. Like when you're raising 4-4-3-3 and things like that, the game is pretty loose. Like those are hands that I don't play.
So in Hold'em, it's good not to go to showdown, because you don't give your opponent any information they didn't pay for. In 5-card Congress, Big Mitt, Big O, whatever you want to call it, is it good to go to showdown because you're getting full equity? Because we look at the percentages, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 players at 50%.
This is where the deep. If you're deep stack, it's great. Really, if you have like say Tracy's hand there, and you have the king queen of hearts, and like 2 people have deuce 3, and you each have 10,000 apiece, you're gonna win 5,000 from each of them. That's a good deal.
Oh yeah, so it's better to go to showdown than those points right there.
It's the deeper you are, really. When the deeper you get, you're just trying to quarter people.
Okay.
If you stack them, great, but really you're just trying to quarter them.
And when it's lower, you're trying to straight stack them.
It's relatively the styles should be similar. It's great to stack them all the time, but
So you're saying play the same in Big O no matter what. And Hold'em, you play different depending on your stack.
well, deep you can take more chances if you think they're capable of making a big mistake. But relatively, this is a game. It's a card game. If you don't have cards, you can't play. If you play marginal hands, you're going to set yourself up sooner or later. You're going to lose a big pot. It's just the way it is. You have to have discipline and patience.
So here we go, 2.4K in the pot, 5-way action. We haven't even seen cards yet. That's people's 2 weeks' paychecks.
That's exactly true. And I like Tracy's hand. He's got some double suited in this. He has spades. He has clubs.
He's got ace deuce.
It plays
Broadway draw.
He has a backup if the deuce gets burned with the 5.
I don't like it so much now.
I don't either, but you still have ace deuce. That's what's great. You still have ace deuce, and that is the only ace deuce. I like it again.
I don't like it.
I like it again. Because he has a king. A jack makes him the nuts. That's not a heart. He has the nut low.
Tyler's got the 2nd nut flush.
Rudy actually has king 4, so
And 7 on the river.
I think is Tracy win this hand?
Yeah, and 5 players are in
Look
this
at
hand.
that. Look at
Look at
that.
this.
Tracy won
No
the hand
low. No low.
with the ace king 10-5,
2.4K in the pot going to ace king.
which is the hand that was the best pre-flop and ends up best post-flop or after the river.
I don't understand why it's saying Billy's plus 15. Because there was no low. So this graphic's still counting the low. It's counting the ultimate low.
Yeah, that's weird.
Well, Tracy's got a nice little stack of chips. He's got 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, around 9,000 now. 10,500 to be exact.
It's a pretty good day for old Tracy Manning.
I've never seen Tracy play before.
He is from San Angelo. We play with him a decent amount. He's a pretty good old boy.
He's quiet. Because I'm a very talkative person. I walked in, I shook everybody's hand, said hi to him, and he's hey. I'm
He
Tracy.
missed Tracy back in the drinking days. We used to have some big games, but he's changed a lot since then.
Biggest game you've ever played in? Were you scared?
Always, yes, of course, absolutely.
Now, without prying too much into personal information, biggest game you've ever played in? Were you in for over 20K?
No, I was up at 20K.
You were up 20K. Holy crap! I can't. Oh my goodness.
I'm a nit by nature, so.
Here we go. $100 straddle out by Mr. Tyler. Vac's gonna muck him down. Action's over to Mr. Rudy.
And here you got the deuce 3-4. You have 2 flush
It's
draws.
scary. You're playing for an ace and ace only on the flop, right?
But you can make some good hands. I play this hand a lot too.
Billy potted up. Oh no, he just called. No, he did pot it up 475.
And Billy started to play pretty loose because ace 10, 6
That's where
5.
Billy's the most dangerous thing.
That's where you can get stuck real bad though too. Now Barry's got a better hand with ace jack, 8-6 deuce. Once again, that ace deuce helps so much to have a safety net where you can get half the pot. It lets you do so many more different
This
things.
is a 6-way, 5-way
And
action.
Tracy has a decent hand again with ace 10 of diamonds, 3-5, a hand that plays both ways.
Tracy make the call. Yes, Tracy did make the call. Action's over to Rudy to complete it. And Rudy's committing himself to this. He's committed to it. 25
So
now?
there's, if you look at their hands, there's 4 aces out. So the ace is not coming on the flop, or the turn, or the river.
So here we go. 6-way action. This is our first 6-way action flop hand. 2.5K.
Once again, I like Barry's hand the best. Even if it only the high equity has the low equity. I can't see the flop.
Yeah. Here we go. Flop comes queen 8-8. That's a flop action killer, right?
And Barry happens to have an 8 though in his hands.
He's the only one with an 8. We've got 2 players with a queen, Braxton and Mike. But even if a queen comes on the turn, you still got to be scared.
Yeah, is Barry all in right here? It looks like he moves it. He has the all in button, then he moves all in.
Yep, he is all in. 2 stacks of black. Nobody makes the call, and that's how easy it is to win $2,500, ladies and gentlemen.
Flop 3 of a kind, go
Yeah,
all in.
flop 3 of a kind, go all in, have a fold, 2.5K. I think that might have taken Barry. He's down that exact same amount now, just like that. That's how fast it is.
The action's great here. You cannot deny that. Once again, we have a straddle. Mike Tyler straddling to 50. Reagan's on the button for 25. Vex first act.
So I wonder if it's a mandatory straddle 50.
It might be. It probably is.
Poker players are usually degenerates, right?
Oh, these guys are definitely degenerates.
That's why that table, the must-move table, sitting outside, who hadn't got to move in yet, they're playing
Yes.
25 to 100.
And they're waiting to get in there with
They
me.
want a piece of the action just to warm up. Vac didn't double.
That's surprising. Vex played relatively tight too. Actually, very tight.
Well, he's down $750. That's a walk in the park for him, you know.
Absolutely. He wouldn't even know if he was missing it.
No. Here we go. Cards are out. So do you see Vac adjusting his cards? Is that a tell?
To a point, I don't really adjust my cards.
Because usually when you adjust your cards, you put your pairs together.
Or if you do that, you put them in order.
Yeah,
Like
ace, 2,
lowest.
3, 4.
Yes.
Here we go. $50 straddle actions all the way around to Braxton. He's gonna pot it up 125.
With
Not pot it up, but
kings,
raise it up. Buck and square.
and then
I like Tracy's hand.
yeah, you have 2 aces, 2 jacks. You have 3 clubs, which isn't
And he
great.
3-bets it too.
It's probably the right play.
Mike called. Braxton calls. 1.2K in the pot. Flop comes out queen 7-7. Nobody's holding the 7. Mike's holding the queen, but that's dwarfed by Braxton's kings, and then that's dwarfed by Tracy's aces.
Yeah, those aces
It's always fun to say it like that.
Those aces are looking pretty strong out here. Everybody's gonna be scared of a 7 too, so you probably get checked around.
No, look at
No.
Tracy. And look at that.
Oh.
Bet call. 500, 500. Or 400, 400. 400.
And if it got checked to Tracy, you should probably definitely know.
Oh. That kills the kings. The kings are no longer interested.
But it puts a low draw out there as well.
And diamonds. Diamonds gone.
But I would not really consider diamonds good with a paired board, especially if an ace is there on a paired board. You got to be very concerned with aces full. And you also don't want to call 1,000 to get half, to possibly get half. Like you're putting 1,000 in there to get it back. Really, is what you're doing at that time.
And that's only a possible.
Yes, because
Yeah.
he could easily have deuce 3. And then
Not plausible. That's a possible.
You could make her hand and then lose.
Oh, that's disgusting. I hate poker. I love it. It's so much fun to watch how these players put it together in their head, but it's so scary at the same time. All right, cards going out. While they're going out, I want to remind you, $13 an hour at Kojak's. Now, $13 an hour, no longer $15. We're giving every player $2 discount an hour, and that is going to be going forward, $13 an hour at Kojak's. Completely beatable. Everybody talks about, so poker rooms in Texas, they're not allowed to have rakes, so there's no dropping of money off the table. All the money stays in play, right?
So the player can actually win all the money on the table.
Yes, so you can win all the money on the table.
Instead of the house taking a large percentage of the money, which
Yes.
kills games.
When you're playing a raked game, you're looking at, you know, even when you look at like a house rake game, you're looking at $20, $25, even more sometimes coming off the table. Well, you talk about 3-4 hours of play, that's thousands of dollars coming off the table. And the way that the model is set up in Texas card rooms is no money comes off the table for a rake. All the money on the table stays on. That's really good for the player, right?
Yes, it's really good for the game too, because the game keeps playing, and if not, the house wins all the money and the game's over.
Rudy flops trick tens. Gotta be scared about pocket aces though. 5 on the turn puts a possible low draw out there, but that boat draw is scary. Even if you're holding tens.
Absolutely.
A 10.
You always gotta be worried about a full house. Always. And if you're putting a lot of money in without a full house, it's dangerous.
Man, I do like that back wall.
So,
Thank you. I appreciate it. Appreciate your time. So just like that, Rudy pulls in with trip tens. $600 profit on a $1,600 pot. 12.9, Reagan 12,000, 11.6 Tracy, Mike 8.4. He's moving up. Braxton, he's still got some fighting chips with 6.4K. That's crazy. 6.4K in one hand, and he's back up to 12,000.
one hand can,
18,000.
one hand can change your night.
And that's what these players are all waiting for.
Absolutely.
Is that pounce, right? That nut. Before those cards pop up, I'm going to jump out and let them know that we got about a 10-minute warning, okay?
Okay.
After that 10 minutes, we'll go to normal cards.
I don't know, this is where you want to do it.
Is it on?
Alright.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So Billy has ace king 8-6 deuce. Whoa, Jay, whoa. Braxton calls with a king 7-3. Thank you. King jack 7-5-3. Reagan has ace queen 8-3. Mike ace 9-9-9 deuce. He does have ace deuce. And Vac 6-5-5 4 deuce. Flop's the best hand. He just has a set of 5s and 4 deuce. That's a pretty strong. That's a pretty good flop for him. So nice hand for Vac.
We're going to cover the lights.
Oh, Reagan came up. Oh,
Reagan had a big hand, and excuse me.
what did I miss?
Braxton had an insane cooler. The only card in the deck that can kill him, a 5 of clubs can.
The only card that can beat him both ways. The 5 of clubs, which gives Mike Tyler a flush, and he has a 6 a live 6 to win both ways.
Oh, shit.
It was an $11,000 pot.
Then Billy got cooler just as hard with a 10 on the river. He flopped the joint draw. He turned the nut straight, and the 10 on the river gave
Tracy,
Tyler, or Tracy.
he gave Tracy a bigger straight with ace jack.
So tables are turning.
Yeah, because Braxton had 13K while ago. Reagan had 6K while ago.
Or close to 15, I think.
Yeah, he had 15 at one point. My bad.
Wow.
But
The action's been great though.
we haven't seen a
Yeah,
pop
right,
below
yeah.
$1,000.
I've been watching.
Pre-flop.
Yeah. Who got Billy?
Tracy.
Tracy.
Oh.
So here we go. We've seen the infamous straddle, re-straddle, and all of a sudden 3-bet to 375, 400, 375. No, 400.
And Tracy calls with queen, 9, 8, which actually I like this hand. These hands, as long as you can control yourself post flop, they're easy to play. Either you hit it or you get out. And if lows comes, sometimes you still have to fold because you do not want to get free rolls. Reagan has ace 9, 9, 5 deuce, which is a better hand because it plays high and low. Braxton's hand's not very good.
And just like that, Tracy did exactly what you said. He had the decency to be able to let go. Man, it's got to feel good with a couple stacks of black in front of you, some baby blue on top of that.
It does.
You got to feel confident about your game at that point. Even if you got lucky, even if you drew out.
Is it lagging?
No, ma'am. Billy's cards will pop up in just a second. So we're actually 15 minutes behind them now.
Well, I was saying because the flop's already out there. It's been out there, but it's not up there on the board.
We're waiting on. I don't know.
Because you said Tracy folded, and I was like, because you saw
I don't
him
know.
physically
Yeah, I
fold,
don't know.
but
Mine's not showing.
but the metrics
There,
didn't
it's
show,
just
yeah.
it's late. It's delayed.
There it
So
is.
ace deuce is just gonna get there both ways. Unless a heart comes,
5-3 is such a great hand.
Braxton's got trips right now.
he's got trips on a flush draw.
With the
And
flush
it's-
draw.
Reagan's
They
got
both have
trips as
trips.
well. And
Oh,
Reagan's got a
Trips
will.
with an ace.
Well, he's got a will,
He's
he's
got
got
a will
ace
too. So if the
So
board,
Braxton needs a heart or to pair one of his queen jack 7,
yeah,
Or 6, right?
5.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
he's not getting a 5.
A deuce would work. He'd get quartered, but he'd get part of the pot still.
Yeah.
A 6 would win in the high, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yep.
Yes.
Braxton needs a heart, queen jack 7 or 6. That's what Braxton needs.
A pot of 7.
But that's a huge
6,
bet
9,
too,
7.
though. 3K. Can Braxton call that? That's 3/4 of the stack.
Absolutely not.
No, but
Because Reagan should always have ace deuce. If he either has ace deuce or 5-4. And most times he's gonna have ace deuce. He has ace deuce and 5. He has a very strong hands.
And he's sitting here running those numbers because these guys sitting at this table are human calculators. He's running the numbers to see what % chance he has to hit it.
That's
I
your
mean, it's
slim.
just amazing bet about Reagan, just because Reagan's holding the other 5, you know, like
And he has ace deuce. So no
Yeah.
matter what, he's pretty much free rolling.
yeah.
And look at this, he's not going to show his cards.
And if Braxton has ace deuce and not a 5, then Reagan can make a full house 2 3/4 the other way. He doesn't know he has a 5. He doesn't know he has a 5.
That's so gross.
Oh,
Me and Rudy play this game when we're sitting next to each other for $25. The game Waduka. Have you ever played it?
the woman,
It's a
I
good game.
play that game like
I've
crazy.
never even
I
heard
wish
of
we
it.
could. I wish it was multiplayer.
Oh, I do too.
Wouldn't it be
So-
cool if it was multiplayer?
Yes, it would
Yes.
be awesome. So I play the journeys
Oh,
all
okay,
the
okay,
time.
yeah.
And,
Me and Rudy will play like if we're sitting
oh, they
next to
reset
each
this
other.
year.
We'll play like a heads
Who
up.
can have the highest
Who-
score?
high score, yeah.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
He's pretty good at it though. His high score is like 2,800.
Last hand of the night on the live stream. We're going to be flipping over to the other cards too.
Okay, I'll let you go.
Later, Jimmy.
Keep going on the live stream.
Hi.
We'll get those cards to you in just a few minutes, okay?
Braxton's on the button, 25. Maybe it's not a forced shadow because I don't see any money coming in from Tracy. And it's a call by Mike Tyler for 25. And Mike Tyler's got Queen 8-5-4, which is okay. Rudy has nut hearts Ace 3.
So
It's
the
bronze.
last hand of the live stream, we always see insanely big bets. Look at
Barry,
that 3-4.
Barry has 3-4.
He's got everything blocked right there.
Braxton has 7 deuces. He has 3 in his hand and 1 on the board, so he has 3 deuces. He also has a flush draw, and that's what he has.
Anybody have 4-7?
Rudy has ace 3 for the nut low.
I like the 4-7 too, Billy's hand.
Yes. The 4-7 and he has diamonds, and he has 7-8.
Bet $50. That's kind of backwards of where it normally goes.
It's not a bad idea to try to keep the pot small right here. Barry would love to see an ace, and that's exactly what's wrong with 3-4 right here.
Diamonds 8 high for Billy with a check mark. He's already got the hand won.
But it's hard to think. Oh, and now 3-4 is nuts low, and this is a spot where Barry has 2 4s and 3 3s. He should be potting this. Like, it would be okay if he raised Billy right here, because you can get quartered, but it's hard for someone to have a 3 and a 4 if you have 2 of them each.
And to have both of them. Yeah.
Yes. I would be raising here. And sometimes you're getting cooler, and sometimes you're going to win the pot outright.
Just go ahead and deal another hand, okay? If the cards aren't in there in time. I'm on a 15-minute delay, so I don't know. So we called last hand on the live stream, but we've still got 15 minutes of play to commentate on.
Okay.
I completely forgot about that because this is the first time we've run the delay in the office with us. Alright, so there's an update of the chip count. We said last hand, but we're not going to see that last hand for probably another 2 or 3 hands. Reagan, 15,000 cool, cold, hard cash. That is, those types of numbers just amaze me. I know with poker players that doesn't really mean anything, but having the chip lead at the, even in a cash game, you've got the power to make that move like he just made against Braxton.
That makes you feel good anyways. To be winning, you're making money. You're pretty cash.
And it's fun to watch the players' smiles. Like Reagan's got a little bigger smile. Braxton had the huge smile earlier. Now he's down to business. He's wanting to get back to even.
Seems like everybody's getting up.
Yeah, quick little break. So 4-way action. King 10-7 on the flop. Peeking around. Everybody's got a little bit of a piece of it. Whether it be on the low side or the high side, they've got a little bit of a piece of it. Okay. The only person with a way to win the low folds. So there we go. Just like that, Mr. Rudy pulls it in. $375 going in his hand. Every win is a good win. So once again, want to remind you what's going to be going on at Kojak's the next couple weeks. We've switched our tournament series around, or not our tournament series, excuse me. We've switched our tournaments around. We've got a whole new weekly schedule of tournaments. Every Monday at 6 p.m., $150 Winter Mini Series Main Event Satellite. Kojak's is tossing in $1,000 into the prize pool to guarantee 2 seats. So 2 seats are guaranteed. That's $1,000 worth of value right there. Wednesdays, we will be running various tournaments, whether it be a double board bomb part or a $65 no limit hold'em bomb away tournament. On Thursdays, it will be cash play. On Fridays, a $2,000 guaranteed free roll, not $2,000 added, but $2,000 guaranteed. Saturday, we have the double freeze outs. First freeze out starts at 2 p.m., $240. Second freeze out, second chance, starts at 6 p.m. Also on Saturdays, we have the $260 PLO tournament. Welcome to the booth, Mr. Chris Gwynn, the man behind the scenes, making it run. I take it you're in here because they've absolutely already stopped, but we're on a delay. That's so weird because when I was announcing all ago last hand, and I'm like, why is he still dealing? It's the last hand. But now it made sense after I thought about it for a minute. So here we go. 3 players going to the flop. 1.3K in the pot. We are now heads up. Bet 350, call 350. King, queen, 7, 6, 2 spades out there. And a 6 of diamonds on the river. Peeking around, that gives Tracy the check mark with king, queen with a 7 kicker. Kings and queens with a 7 kicker. Rudy has no option. I think it went check, check. Rudy flips his hand face up. And just like that, he's double checking. And they're into the muck. That hand goes to Tracy. Tracy's chip count extends to $12.5 thousand. Insane play tonight. I don't think we saw a pot that was below $1,000 pre-flop.
We did.
Just one?
There was. I was shocked about. I want to say about half an hour ago at a hand where I think Billy let out on the flop for $50 because there was basically nothing in the pot.
That just happened. That's the one I'm talking about.
Yep.
Sometimes Billy can sneak away with a quick little win like that because everybody's like, well, if Billy's betting 50, he's got the absolute nuts. But so we got 2 new players at the table. That's Tracy and I want to say Barry.
Barry.
Yes, Barry. 2 new players to Kojak's, and they definitely have established they are a player here.
Absolutely.
So here we go. I do like, well, never mind. I didn't see 777, the slot machine in Vac's hand. $25 to call under the gun. He would not call that hand. However, he straddled it to 50.
Yep.
Braxton's going to call, just kidding, he's going to raise it up with a Kojak, double jacks, king, jack, jack, 5-3. Tracy's got 2 kings with a jack, just flip-flop to Braxton's hand. He makes the call. Mike Tyler looks down, he calls the 75, and actions to Vac, he makes the call. So flop comes out, ace of diamonds, queen of hearts, 4 of clubs. Peeking around, that's Braxton and Tracy both looking for a 10. Vac hits his ace. He's got 7 deuce for an emergency low, but he's got less than 1% chance to win the low. He gets out of there. So now it's Braxton versus Mike Tyler. Mike Tyler's got 2, 3, 6 in his hand. And an ace on the turn. Vac folded an ace.
He did.
Ooh,
He
nasty.
did.
Braxton bets 400. Tyler makes the call with a blue chip.
I mean, we're talking 5-card Omaha though. It's not like you can call with top pair.
Didn't get to see what happened on the river, but Braxton does pull it in. He may have bet big on the turn, and Tyler folded his cards. You could see the little bit of aggravation in his hand. He probably wanted to see a river card cheap there. Quick look at the chip count. Billy 2.3, Barry 5.1, Braxton, Rudy 5.3, Mike 7.5, Vac 12, Tracy 12.4, and Reagan, your chip leader, at $14.9 thousand. So in the last few minutes, you've heard about our tournaments coming up. We hope to see you out at Kojak's for each and every one of those tournaments. We're also running the high hand every weekday from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. $500 starting, and when it's hit, it resets at $500. Doesn't go back to zero. So $500, aces full of kings. Every day that it's not hit, it was not hit today. So Kojak's throws another $100 bill on that. So tomorrow it'll be $600, and it will continue to grow until it's hit. It was hit by Joey V back-to-back nights. Won $600 and won $500, quad jacks and quad aces. So here we go. I think this may be the final hand of the night. We're going to be 4-way action. $500 in the pot. Billy hadn't called. $600 in the pot. Flop comes out. Ace of clubs, 6 of spades, 6 of hearts. I don't see a 6 in anybody's hand. Billy's got the guess it before you can play it hand. It checks all the way around. Vac checks on the button. Turn card is going to come out an 8 of hearts. Puts a possible straight and a possible flush draw out there. And here we go. Rudy bets $200. Billy calls. Barry calls with pocket aces. So he's got a full boat. I didn't even see that. 92% lock. 3-way action going to the river. 1.2K in the pot. A 9 comes on the river. Straight cannot beat the boat. So 3-4 is going to be the low in Barry's hand, and aces full of 6s is going to be the high in Barry's hand.
Yep.
Bet call. Oh no, Barry hasn't called yet. That's $1,000.
No, Barry raised an extra 1,000.
Oh, it just hadn't updated on the graphic. Raises to 2,000.
Rudy needs to call next, or I think he already did.
Well, Pot's
Maybe
got
he folded?
4.2 in
I
it.
don't know.
Pot's
I
got
guess he
4.2.
folded.
That's a nice win right there. Man, oh man, that's a beautiful win. And that's how you get unstuck right there. Barry is now in the plus for the night. It took until the next to last hand of the night to get to the plus. He is plus $140. Insane in the membrane.
I've always said, anytime you're playing out here, a break-even day is a winning day.
Oh, so are these the SIM cards? Are these the... so I think this may be the last hand.
This might be the last
Yeah,
hand.
this may be the last hand. So once again, we had a couple hundred people watching us at one point right now. We still got 50 people watching. We appreciate you staying with Kojak's Live all night long. We're gonna flip you around, let you see both Chris and myself with the beautiful Kojak's Live banner behind us. We couldn't appreciate this more. We appreciate them getting it for us, and it just adds a whole new aspect. We'll I don't know which way to turn it, but right there. There we go. That's Mr. Chris Gwynn right there. He is the mastermind behind the Kojak's Live. He has helped us get it going since day one. Couldn't have done it without him. Couldn't do it without him. And we truly appreciate you coming out and watching tonight. Let's get back to the action for the last hand. Last hand, flop comes out. Ace, ace, four, $700 in the pot. Billy's already got the check mark. It don't matter. Billy's got aces full of fours. He can only improve. So we've got Billy raises to 700.
And Mike called.
Nope, Mike, let it go.
Everybody folded.
So
No,
here-
Reagan's still in. Nope, he's
no,
not.
everybody
Oh, wow.
gone. So there's
Everybody's out.
look at the final chip counts. 2.6, 2.9. But just because the live stream is going to end does not mean the action's over. And we actually get a blessing of one more hand. Smokey's about to grab the card. So we've got a straddle to 100. You saw a lot of $100 straddles. A couple $200 straddles tonight.
There was one $400 straddle.
Whoo! I missed that one. So this is going to be the last hand. He's going to get the cards right now. The 15-minute delay plays with my head.
I think there was a 400. It may have just been a 2.
So here we go. I truly, out of these right here, I like Tracy's draw out of that, but he has let it go. Mike looks down now. Okay, I like Mike's hand. He's got the suited ace. He's got ace 3, 4, 5 in there, and he calls the 100. Rudy says I'm going to make it a little bit more, and that's why he's got ace, ace, 3 with spades for the suit on his hand. Action's over to Barry now. Barry's got a decision to make. Does he want to play the queens because this is the last hand? And he elects. Oh, I thought he was grabbing raisin chips. Is he? Oh, he said, "Oh, it's on me. I fold." He didn't even. I love watching a player when they don't realize it's truly on them. He's apologizing to the other players. He had us fooled. I mean, he was grabbing baby blue chips. I thought it was about to be $1,500.
Yep.
So we got three-way action now. $1,500 in the pot on the last hand of the night at Kojak's Live. Flop comes out king of spades, 3 of spades, deuce of spades. That's a beautiful drawing hand for Rudy. For the nut spades, scary hand for him because he doesn't really, he's got the emergency 7 low, but that's not going to work too great for him. I do like Mike's hand with the ace 4, 5. It's almost uncounterfeitable. It is uncounterfeitable for the draw. Braxton's got some scary spades in his hand, and he does let that go. He's not gonna flirt with danger on that. So that's gonna leave it up to Mike and Rudy. Rudy did bet 1.5. Mike does make the call. The 6 on the turn now gives Mike the high and the low. He's got the 6 high straight and the wheel. Rudy says, "I am all in," and he's looking for a spade to win half of the pot. Oh, that's a scary spot for Rudy. A king on the river. That gives Mike the low and the high on the last hand of the night.
Yep.
Wow. Insane craziness. That hand right there puts Mike Tyler at $10,448. That's a $10,900, excuse me. So there's the chip count for the last hand of the night. 14, 6, 12, 3, 11, 9, 10, 9, 8,000, 4,000, and 2,500. Holy crap.
And they're all still playing.
Yeah, and so we still, have you looked out there? We still have 4 tables running?
I didn't even look.
It's 10-10, and Poker Atlas does say we still have 4 tables running. Ladies and gentlemen, flip this camera around one more time so we can say thank you very much. From all of us here at Kojak's, this is Chris. Heath is already out there. We appreciate him helping us out tonight. But we truly do appreciate you coming out and watching. When you see me look up like that, I'm looking at myself on the big screen, kind of weird. But just to see, how sexy I am. Just kidding, just kidding. But we truly appreciate you coming out to Kojak's Live tonight. We will be doing this again shortly. Don't forget, $13 an hour. Our tournament schedule is a brand new tournament schedule. Monday, we have the $150 two-seat guaranteed to our Winter Mini Series main event. On Wednesday, we'll be having various tournaments. Various tournaments means double board PLO bomb pot or $65 no limit hold'em. On Fridays, we will be running our freeze out, not our freeze out, free roll frenzy. Show up, we'll hand you some chips. You can rebuy if you want to, but you don't have to. We've seen people win the freeze outs, 2K guaranteed. On Saturday, we're running something new. We're running a double action freeze out. First freeze out starts at 2 p.m. Second freeze out, if you're unfortunate enough to go bust, you can't buy back into it, so you might as well play some cash games, wait around till the second freeze out. That starts at 6 p.m. And then on Sunday, our brand new tournament to the slate, a $260 PLO tournament. We've got our Winter Mini Series coming up. We've got the flyers posted here, all the structures out. We've got the 6-max, we've got the high roller no limit hold'em, we've got the main event, and then we've got the tag team with a new twist. That new twist is $500, gets you into the tournament, $500 gets you into the cash game. The cash game plays a lot like a cash game tournament. Once you bust out of the tournament, then that means you have to quit the cash game. No option to stay in that. The only people that can play in that cash game are the ones that are in the tournament. So it's a cash game tournament, also in with the tournament. 2 tournaments in one. Something fun to think about. All of us here at Kojak's and Kojak's Live, we appreciate you.